It's Thirsty Thursday here on Good Morning Pop Culture, so grab your coffee and get to working and lurking. We're coming off a great Star Wars Expanded Universe discussion from last night, so if you haven't had a chance, check that out today after Good Morning Pop Culture, of course. Today we have our first image from Star Wars Episode 9, and we also saw more from Terminator 6, so get ready, because that image is WTF-inducing, to say the very least. Today is August 2nd, 2018. It's 7:46 in the morning, and this is Good Morning Pop Culture. So press F if any of you joined us last night for the Star Wars EU discussion. I think some of you have. Oh, Jeff the Iron Wolf was here. He was actually on the EU discussion. So I'd like to start out this show by telling everyone that joined us last night, thank you. You guys entertained the listeners. You entertained me. You taught me something, which is very important. So thank you to everyone who was involved. All right. So who else we got in here this morning? Man, a lot of people are here. We are almost to our 200 viewers, and then we can start the show properly. That's the rule of thumb. Good morning to everyone that's here. Yeah, Blasted Heath, you definitely have to check it out. They go into some deep cuts. So if you want to learn about the EU more than I have ever taught you guys or talked about here on the channel, that video is the place to do it. Good morning, Sith Kryptonian. Good morning to everyone. EVS will take care of the granola pie himself, but I do have plenty of coffee. I actually had breakfast this morning, which was a nice change of pace. So do you guys remember Oreo O's? I bought a couple of boxes of those, I don't know, a week or so back when I found them at the store, and I ate them today and yesterday, and they were delicious. Oh, morning from Columbus, Ohio. I like Columbus, Ohio. Schmidt's Sausage House. That is my favorite restaurant in Columbus. And again, my family's German, so that's probably why I enjoy it. Ooh, Scotland. Hello, Rose from Scotland. Thank you. Hello, Tina. All kinds of people from all over the world listening to Good Morning Pop Culture. By the way, folks, today is a double podcast day, as every Thursday is. So we start out the morning with Good Morning Pop Culture, and then we close it out with World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. And if you're a patron, you also get World Class Bullshitters after hours. So Thursday into Friday is basically your time to listen to everything we put out. Ooh, the Caribbean. Cool. All kinds of people. Morning from the Ryan Johnson of countries. Switzerland? Atlantic Canada. Southern Hemisphere. Damn. We do have a far reach. And Belgium. So, if you guys have seen the episode 9 image, we'll talk about it in just a moment. We're almost to that 200th viewer. By the way, for those who haven't had a chance, Ryan the Boatmaker is coming to World Class Bullshitters. Not only are we going to interview Subversive Jake when his time permits, but I have the official go-ahead to make a Ryan the Boatmaker narrated story. So I'm going to read the story part, and I'm going to get the people from the High Council and Cecil and everyone else to provide some voices for the tale. So be prepared for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get Ivan Ortega involved. Everybody's going to be involved with that. So you guys should really be excited, because I read it yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. We read it on the High Council, and it was even more fun because it was incredible. And it's going to be coming here in video format. So thank you to Subversive Jake for tweeting out that very nice tweet yesterday, and thank you for getting back to me. I'm very excited to get to work on that one. Let's see. Thank you, John. God's country, North Dakota. I think Dakotas, the North and South Dakotas, well, there's only one beach, are the only places in the country I haven't been. The continental United States, contiguous 48. All right, so we're already at 200 viewers. Damn, this is quick. You guys must really like World-Class Bullshitters, Good Morning Pop Culture. No, Lime Green Hunk, we just got the 200 viewers, so you haven't missed a thing besides good morning to everyone out there. So let's do like we do, and let's pull up our image for this morning. There we are. Whoop-de-doo. There's your first image of Star Wars Episode 9. So there you are, folks. Good morning, and I'll see you next time. No, I'm just joking. We'll talk about this at greater length in just a moment. But as you can see, it's a camera with Finn and Chewbacca in frame, and the camera says 7 and 9. So there, whoop-de-doo. We've seen everything that they've released so far. But there's an article that came out about this from ABC News, because, you know, they should be trusted. That's essentially just the media arm of Disney proper. And they had this to say: excitement builds as filming begins on Episode 9. As announced last week, production on Star Wars Episode 9 began August 1st, and director J.J. Abrams took to Twitter to celebrate the big day. Bittersweet starting the next chapter without Carrie, but thanks to an extraordinary cast and crew, we're all ready to go. He wrote, grateful at Rian Johnson, and special thanks to George Lucas for creating this world, and beginning a story which we are lucky to be a part of. Okay. First off, this bittersweet without Carrie thing seems very preachy. Is it not bittersweet without Harrison Ford? Look, I get it, okay? They're trying to pay respects, and it's this thing to do in entertainment. When somebody dies, they got to make the whole thing about the dead person to look sympathetic. So be it. That's the climate we live in. Don't have to agree with it. This is a very preachy, stupid tweet, but it can't get him fired by Disney. So if you look closely, you can see Finn in a vest. He looks like he's a traffic monitor. So maybe Star Wars Episode 9 is about a bunch of younglings who cross the street, and Finn is their crossing guard. That's it. Crossing guard, a Star Wars story. I'd watch that. Press F if you would. Now, our buddy Rian Johnson responded back with a Han Solo gif. You know, that sarcastic son of a bitch isn't really involved anymore, thankfully. But I did find something interesting over on comicbook.com. They were suggesting the possibility that Star Wars Episode 9 was moving its release date back 1 week. So that would put it in direct competition with Jumanji. I don't think that's a good plan. Jumanji made a bunch of money and has a lot of goodwill going into it, and it has The Rock. I think he's the most well-paid actor of all time. Star Wars Episode 9 is coming off the heels of Solo, coming off the heels of being shit on by a major corporation with a bunch of angry but passionate fans who want Star Wars to be good, but they don't deserve Episode 9 to be a hit over at Disney. And then you got Wicked the following week. There isn't a scenario where Star Wars dominates next year. It's just not going to happen. There are too many factors. There's the holidays. There's other competition from movies. There's possible weather problems. There's just all kinds of things. Plus, we don't know how Disney's going to handle Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and how that could reflect upon the entire company. It's going to be an interesting couple of months. So I'm excited to say the least about that. Yeah, milking Carrie Fisher is a good way to shield from negative criticism. It doesn't work for me. I'm not trying to sound cruel or heartless, because you guys know I liked Princess Leia a lot. Bought her action figures, had a chance to meet her, didn't want to spend the money. Actually, didn't have the money to spend to get her autograph, so that's a different situation. But my point is, I thought she was really, really cool. It seems preachy and stupid to dedicate this movie to her after the last one was dedicated to her, because she died almost a calendar year before Episode 8 came out. I mean, we got to get over this shit in terms of like the way they're going to pay homage to her. Like when J.J. Abrams dies, is he going to have like his obituary read like, this is a memoriam of Carrie Fisher? I don't think so. I really don't think so. You're more hyped for Terminator 6. Wait till we talk about Terminator 6. Jesus. Whoa. I have no faith in that movie. We're going to be talking about that way more in detail tonight with Dion and the other guys because we all love Terminator. And it'd be more interesting to throw stuff back and forth, but we're going to talk about Terminator 6. Don't worry. Where's our advanced Phasma image? I'm excited to see how she dies again. Yeah, I hope she's gone this time. They treated it like she was a big deal in episode 8, her return, but it was just to sell more action figures of her that, quite frankly, she was a really big letdown of a character. I know it's cool and modern to say Boba Fett wasn't that great of a character, but Boba Fett got shit done. What did Captain Phasma do? She got shoved down a garbage chute and apparently not dead, and then she came back to fight and died. At least Boba Fett captured Han Solo, escaped Cloud City, did some shit on the sail barge, and then died like an idiot. Super chat, first of the day from the High Reclusiarch Grimaldus. Thank you very much for your $5. Morning, Jeff. Just wanted to say that porn will beat episode 9 in the box office. Yes. Yes, it will. It'll also beat it creatively. I can't speak this morning. It will also beat it creatively. So thank you, the High Reclusiarch Grimaldus. I'd like to take a bet on that. By the way, Voorhees67, I'm not going live at 4 a.m. It's almost 8 a.m. here on the East Coast, so, well, Eastern Standard Time. So this is like a good morning drive to work type of show. Believe me, I'd love to sleep till noon, go live, and do it that way, but we already have an audience in the morning. So we can't change the time just yet. Cameron has the reins again. I know James Cameron has the reins again, but that image from T6, man, it just raises too many questions. It's just too many questions, like the Riddler would say. Oh my God, you've been up all night drinking? Well, good for you. I could do that, but I couldn't do the show afterwards. Maybe we'll do a hangover Good Morning Pop Culture at Horror Hound weekend. No, that doesn't sound like a good idea at all. Captain Phasma is the Kenny of the Star Wars universe. Well, yeah, except I laugh and enjoy Kenny. Captain Phasma should have never been in the movie in the first place. Can't slant the cam. I just wonder if there's that time jump like they say. I mean, you can see John Boyega's hair. People say it's a lot longer. That looks like 2 or 3 months of growth. I mean, if John Boyega didn't cut his hair for years, he would have an afro, just flat out. That's the type of hair he has. So the costuming, again, they try to dress all the men like Han Solo. He's got a vest, he's got a flapped over shirt, and he's with Chewbacca. I guess that's J.J. Abrams in the director chair because it looks like he's wearing a sweater and then a normal button-down shirt. So that is not very Star Wars-like. One thing I will say is the idea of Finn and Chewbacca teaming up doesn't bother me. If that's where Chewbacca goes to watch Finn's back, I'd rather have Chewbacca have died with Han, but it works better than Rey. I mean, Chewbacca just stood there on a planet for all of Episode 8, and then he flew the ship at the end. Wow, way to take one of the classic trilogy's best characters and make him do nothing. How much are you going to bet that Jar Jar will rip something from the EU after Rian Johnson rips off the rest of the original trilogy? Where else is he going to go? Let's take this seriously for just one moment. They copied the Battle of Yavin. They copied the Battle of Hoth. They copied the Throne Room Duel. What else did they copy from the original trilogy? They copied the Cantina scene. I'm sure they'll try to include some sort of speeder bike chase. And that's about all they'll get from the original trilogy. I mean, they'll probably milk some music from it, like they did in Solo. I mean, they took just sound bites from the old John Williams score, especially the Escape the Death Star, Death of Kenobi track on Episode 4's soundtrack. They basically ripped that for the Kessel Run parts. The Battle of Endor in space. So they're going to fight another. If they fight another super weapon, I think I'm going to scream out in the theater in anger. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm going to scream out, this is bullshit. That'll be me. If I see another super weapon, I mean, that is when I'll go into like a blind, angry rage. We got Death Star 1, which was fine. And Death Star 2, which admittedly isn't as great as, hey, we got a new super weapon. Okay, fine. Well, they didn't get to really use it in the first one. It seems like a great idea. Let's do it again. So they do, and it's bigger and more powerful. And then we get to The Force Awakens. It's like we have a planet-sized Death Star that shoots out 27 laser beams at the same time. What's next? What is next? Seriously. If another planet-destroying weapon is the plot, I was going to say the MacGuffin, but that's not what they're going after. The thing they're going to try to destroy, they're more creatively bankrupt than we imagined. They're just lost at this point. Kylo dies and Rey burns his body. I'll be pissed if Kylo Ren dies by the hand of Rey. I mean, she is such a bad Jedi. She's not even a Jedi. She's a... What is she? She's like Luke in The Empire Strikes Back, not a Jedi. Or like Britney Spears says, not a girl, not yet a woman. Not a Jedi, still not a Padawan type of thing. Voorhees67, thank you for your super chat. I know how Ohio time works, LOL. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. A little tired, but that doesn't keep me from good morning pop culture. I got up, I ate my Oreos, drank my coffee, and now I'm here to rock out good morning pop culture. And I already got our terrible comic book image of the day lined up. I even found something funnier than terrible comic book art. And I don't know if you guys will find it as funny as I do, so I might wait to show it. But I'll tell you later in the show. Jeff, I guarantee you there'll be a super weapon or something that says the bad guys want to make it as a super weapon, but they don't know how to control it. Super weapons or Galaxy Halo ring. You think Lando should get the Falcon at the end of episode 9? That's fine with me. Remember, though, he lost her to Han fair and square because Lando was the cheater and Han called him out on that. So thank you to the movie Solo, because now we know how everything went down between Han and Lando in their first meeting. You see what a great movie that was? No. What if this bombs? Well, I hope that it bombs to send a message. That'll be interesting because Bob Iger and everyone at Disney will be like, Star Wars isn't what we thought it was. And I think that they'll be worried. Now, if the park makes a boatload of money because of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, then they'll figure, well, all of Star Wars as a whole is still making a lot of money. The movie just didn't do that well. So they'll try to go back and copy the originals more, and they'll just keep hurting themselves. I think when people ask, what do you want out of a new Star Wars movie? You want them to respect the original characters, but move forward and stop copying plot points directly from the original ones. These homages that they keep trying to sell us don't work. They just show how boring and stupid the people are that make these things. I expect new starfighters. I don't even care how it fits into the story. Well, they don't have much money to fight the new Empire. I don't care. I'm paying $20 a ticket to see this damn movie. I want something besides an X-Wing and a TIE fighter. My whole life it's been X-Wings and TIE fighters. And it was great then, and it's still great, but not from this new shit. With Episode 7, you should have introduced a brand new starfighter. George Lucas did. Every movie had a new ship. What do these movies have? Look at those bombers. The bombers were fucking dumb, and they barely used them. Hi, Reclusar Grimaldus, thank you for your super chat. But before he burns, she chops off his willy to wear it as a trophy necklace in the name of social justice. Ew. I don't know if Kylo Ren has one to begin with, but that's probably what she'll do. She'll probably emasculate him and then kill him. I think from an interesting standpoint, to save the film, I'm not trying to be funny and mean, is to let her go. You had Anakin, who fell to the dark side, but was eventually redeemed, and then you had Luke stay true the entire time. Why not have a character stay true to the light side only to fall at the end and die? Something different. There we go. So whatever agenda Kathleen Kennedy and her story group are trying to push, let that shit die. Kill the past 2 movies. We will forget them. Trust me, we will forget them. Bring back the B-Wing. I'm fine with the B-Wing. Good morning to you, American Trent. Yes, I saw Mundane Matt's apology. Jijigify. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I say a picture is worth 1,000 words. R.I.P. Terminator series. Boom. I'm going to use that shit tonight on the podcast. Thank you so much. I love that phrase. That image, trust me, we will get to that image in just a moment, dude. I will not leave you hanging on that one. But man, that picture is rough. Really rough. I mean, yesterday we're talking about Terminator. Oh man, Cameron's back. It's going to be cool. Blah, blah, blah. The guy that did Deadpool. You can go back and listen to the show yourself. I don't remember everything I said, but I remember it was a very positive emotion towards it. And then this image comes out a few hours after the show went on off the air, and I went, fuck. Man, can they not infuse any franchise with garbage? Like, could they make Beverly Hills Cop 4 and just have it be Axel Foley and Taggart and Rosewood? No daughters, no nothing like that. It's not even about keeping it a boys' club or anything. Just keep it true to the franchise. Linda Hamilton looks great in that image. But the other girl with the dark hair looks fine too. But the middle one, what's her name? Mackenzie something. What the hell is that? She looks like Edward from Twilight. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Thank you, Jijigify. Jorge67 says, you eat Oreos for breakfast? Well, I eat nails for breakfast without the milk and donate the angsty teens I kill to oppressed cannibals. But who am I to judge? Well, you're a hockey mask wearing zombie. That's who you are to judge. But thank you, Vorhees67. I appreciate that. And maybe we'll do a couple Friday the 13th things in October for Schlocktoberfest. So stay tuned to this channel, my friend. Grendel Fan 84, thank you very much. Morning from Comics Elite. That was a handsome man in the middle of that photo. I don't know, man. I guess beauty standards have changed. That looks like Raiden from Metal Gear Solid. You know what? It looks like Raiden from Metal Gear Solid. Ugh. That's all I can say is it kind of makes me sick. Sith Kryptonian, thank you for your super chat. I don't know Kathleen. I didn't know Kathleen was producing Terminator. I think everybody wants to talk about this Terminator image, so press F. We can go back to the Star Wars news in a moment, but press F if you'd like to talk about that Terminator image. I got it ready to pull up. Hey, my boy Raiden was a handsome man, says the ace. Let's see. We got, okay, there are all the Fs. So everybody wants to see the Terminator image. Holy shit. Okay, guys, I get it. We're going to do the Terminator image. We're going to, Jesus. Here is the Terminator image. So if Linda Hamilton wasn't in that picture, you wouldn't know what you're looking at. I don't even know what I'm looking at after I know it's Terminator. So we have short brunette girl on the left, then Linda Slamilton Hamilton on the right, looking like Sarah Connor would, old and crazy. And then you have this person in the middle. Now, the actress is a woman. She was on *Halt and Catch Fire*. She was on one of the worst episodes of Black Mirror. She doesn't look like a dude normally, but now she does. She looks like a hybrid of the guy that played John Connor in Terminator Genesis and some Japanese anime-inspired character and one of those weird robots that breaks the uncanny valley and a person. This looks like an action figure. Like if you were to remove the clothing, you'd have a Ken doll crotch, just a flap of flesh. Nothing there at all. No, that is not a dude. That is, what's her face? Mackenzie, not Stewart. What the fuck is her name? Linda Hamilton looks like the grandma from Napoleon Dynamite. You know, she is actually Mac's mom on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Let me look up her. It was Mackenzie Davis is, I think, her name, but let me pull up that just to make sure. Yeah, so the actress is Mackenzie Davis. She normally looks like a woman. Oh, is this real? There's no... Oh, this is a photoshopped image. Never mind. I was going to say, this looks stupid. Well, you know what? The official image looks pretty damn dumb, too. Oh, wow. Okay. I had 3 super chats pop up. First from Sith Kryptonian. Middle looked like Edward Cullen after transition and a 62 car pileup. Thank you very much, Sith Kryptonian. I thought it was the dude from Twilight too. Murat Aline, thank you for your generous super chat. Heading into work, I love Star Wars, but after everything that happened at this point, I just say fuck the sequel trilogy. And in my eyes, it's irredeemable. Now, back to Terminator 6. Well, thank you, Murat Aline, for your very generous super chat. Well, there's a lot to talk about Terminator. And then Grendelfan84 says, retcon, Joan Connor. Yes, Joan Connor. That's what we're going to officially call her. Or Z. I don't know the pronoun for this character. It's Captain Marvel from Comics, Pancakes for Rest. This just look okay. So you got to wonder. Where Arnold plays into this. I don't even care that it's all women in Terminator. People want to argue it's Linda Hamilton's character franchise. No, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's franchise. When Arnold Schwarzenegger dies, he'll be known as the Terminator. He was known as the Governator. That's his thing. I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby. All that shit is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think now through the eyes of modern focus on strong women in movies, people make it out more to be Sarah Connor's story. In the first one, yeah, it's her story of running from a Terminator, but in terms of what people went to see in 1984 as well as 92, it's all about Schwarzenegger, man. This weird, tall, blonde thing flanked by Linda Hamilton and a brunette in a bowling shirt, that's not what's going to make Terminator a huge hit. I wish Hollywood would learn that you can't take an old franchise's bankability, throw your modern crap into it, and expect a good return. Salvation flopped. Genesis flopped. This probably is going to flop pretty damn hard based on all this crap. Yeah, T6 will be after T2. I know that because if you watch T3, which would have been in 2003, Sarah Connor died. So this has to be an alternate timeline where she doesn't die. You liked your episode of Black Mirror, says Midnight Cherry TV. Will it be worse than Salvation? I don't like Terminator Salvation. I don't like the newer Black Mirror episodes, to be honest with you. I loved the first stuff, like with Rory Kinnear and the pig. Even the later episode, like John Hamm, where he gets those implants and can't see anybody. Cool shit. But her weird lesbian tryst on that island with the car, okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with weird lesbian trysts on an island with a car, but I didn't think it was presented very well. The worst one was, I hated that damn Star Trek parody one with Meth Damon. Wasn't a fan. T6 couldn't get Kenny Omega. Nah, he's busy wrestling Okada. Let's see. Every Terminator sequel after T2 has claimed that it's going to be the beginning of a new trilogy. That's very true. They have tried that shit constantly. Why not let well enough alone? The story ends with Terminator 2. They win. Judgment Day's been averted. The T-1000's melted. T-800 sacrifices himself. Sarah Connor and John are going to be on the run, but Judgment Day's averted, and hopefully she can lay low for enough people to forget about her. Yeah, the Ace, the picture's making my stomach rumble too. Voorhees67, thank you for your super chat. Since when was Jennifer Lawrence and old Laurie Strode cast in Terminator 6? And can you please make one of the Friday the 13th, preferably for a Patreon hangout? Love to join. All you got to do is ask, man. We can make anything a Patreon hangout if you ask. So thank you, Voorhees67. John Hoy says, morning, Jeff. What the fuck is down? I'm so late and on data, but I have arrived. Better late than never. That's true. Very true. Very better late than never. AJ Gross film, transgender woman in disguise. It's it looks like a NECA action figure. Like, that's the face of a dude, the arms of a dude, the hips of a thin woman, and the crotch of a Ken doll. That is what we're looking at. And then there's Linda Hamilton, who's like, hey, pay me and get me the fuck out of here. And then there's the brunette chick that's like, I like Terminator. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I like money. There we go. Grendel Fan 84, thank you for your super chat. Drinks are on me if I'm wrong, and I'm calling it now. Lowest grossing of the series. All right. You're on, bro. You are on, dude. And I can drink. So I don't think it'll be the lowest grossing. I'll say it makes more than OBGYNesis or Genesis or Gynesis, depending on what you want to call it. And that's my bet. So I hope I win because I will drink you under the table. Comics Elite will be Jeff's liver has exploded because of the bet. Zayer, Sisterhood of the Traveling Crap. Hi, Recluse Archimaldus. Thank you for your super chat. Weird. I thought Nip and Tuck was canceled. Ew. I remember Nip Tuck. That was a show. Do you remember the guy? His name was Julian McMahon. He played Dr. Doom in the Tim Story Fantastic Four films. People wanted him as the next James Bond. That was a rumor before Daniel Craig got the role. Kind of glad that never happened. The NVSK, thank you for your super chat. For all its faults, and there were not many, T4 was the best sequel to T1. The plot was taken from the T1 conversation scene in the car garage. Hey, if you like that one, awesome. I'm still going T2 is the best sequel to the franchise. It's one of the best action movies ever made. Probably top 5 action films for sure. I'm going to say Die Hard and Predator. I take James Bond movies out because I'm too emotionally attached to those ones to say, oh, they're the best action flicks. I like them a lot. So I'll go T2 is what they're though. But man, T4 is the best sequel to T1. That would be an interesting discussion to have on the air. So maybe I'll ask that to Dion tonight if you remind me, and we'll get into it because he is a big Terminator fan. Me, I'm a big Schwarzenegger fan and a big T1 and 2 fan, but the other ones are just movies. The first 2 are like experiences, events, if you will. How many 65-year-old plus women do you know who are good fighters? Not many. I mean, at 94, my grandma could drop a few fools, but other than that, not many people. If this is the new face of John Connor, I'm cheering for Skynet. Yeah. I, for one, welcome our new robot overlords. This is stupid. So it's going to fight a Terminator with a metal rod, and Linda Hamilton has an RPG on her back, smoke grenades, a shotgun. I mean, she's ready for war. The chick on the left is like, I'm here. I'm just happy to be here, guys. Ray looks more feminine than this person. Like, wow. This is a rip fest on this Terminator image. It's not even about, the people out there that like to say, oh, they're intimidated by female-led action flicks. No one's intimidated. We're just perplexed by what the hell we're looking at. Ooh. They should have used this money to make a true sequel to Commando. I agree 100%. Is the Road Warrior on that list as well? I'd have to make the list, man. That sounds like a fun list to make. Maybe Dion and I will cultivate a world-class bullshitter's greatest action flicks list. There will be a Lethal Weapon as well, and a Mad Max movie. No, Sarah Connor shouldn't be in the middle because this is the new progressive Terminator where we have to let the past die, even if it's Linda Hamilton. One of the most interesting parts about this T6. People agree that it looks like a Ken doll. The chick on the left is just tagging along because it's better than finishing out her shift at Walmart. True. The future is Fembot. Get ready for snoo. Or not. I agree. I'll go with or not. Do these studios not like money? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Do they not want to make money? Do they want to kill the Terminator IP? Has James Cameron lost it? Did he ever have it to begin with? What is his thought process? Tim Miller was burned by his Deadpool 2 firing. So he's going to do this. Maybe we dodged a bullet from a Tim Miller Deadpool 2. Maybe Deadpool would have fought this thing. Let's see. Marcelo MN says, it makes me lose all hope for the modern entertainment. Do you see our way, Jeff? Well, I've lost a lot of hope for modern entertainment too, Marcelo. Do I see? There is a way, though, we can avoid this shit. Not going to see this, sending a message and waiting for some producer out there that has the rights to an old franchise that people are still interested in, and they do it the right way, and then everyone shows up for it. Maybe Beverly Hills Cop could be that. That could be the savior. That's just my personal imprint on this whole thing. No, but if you want good action flicks, you got to go support your John Wicks, your Equalizer 2, your smaller things like that. Those types of movies will let people know that we want the classic action franchises. There's an audience out there for almost everything. Don't try to cross over everything to get the biggest box office. It's like, hey, we're gonna get females and males and modern people and old school people and all this shit. It's like, no. Terminator is really special to a group of people that grew up, that were either teens in the 80s when they saw it, or like me, who were born in the late 80s and then saw T2 as a kid, had the toys. It was an event. That was like the R-rated movie a lot of kids were allowed to watch because it didn't have, boobs in it or anything like that. And it wasn't overly gory. It had a few moments, but overall, it was still, I'd show it to like a 10-year-old or something. I don't think Terminator 2 is a big deal to show somebody. But these new people just don't give a shit about Terminator. They don't care about all these old franchises. You're just, again, trying to milk nostalgia. That's why Star Wars is the way it is. That's why all these other franchises go that way. It's nice to pay respect to what came before, but not at the cost of what came before. I just don't think these people know what made these old franchises special. Hell, even James Cameron doesn't get it anymore. He's lost his way. He's lost his touch. The man is focused on his technology and his avatar and fighting around the world. Well, that's Russell Crowe. And raising the bar and all that shit. James Cameron just isn't who he was. Much like George Lucas wasn't the same George Lucas of the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. People do change. We're in the Star Wars prequel era of Terminator. Except this isn't going to be Revenge of the Sith. We're in a constant loop of Attack of the Clones. Every time you think something's going to get better, nope. Camino, Geonosis, and a really bad lightsaber duel, and sand gets everywhere, and you hate it. It's coarse. So Terminator is fucked. It is... the future's not bright for the Terminator franchise, and we'll be talking about this a lot more. I think to wash the taste out of our mouths collectively, we need to come together as a community, and we need to have a watch party for Terminators 1 and 2. Double feature. And it will help cleanse and purify this garbage from our brains. Grendel Fan 84, thank you for sorry, I just saw Progressinator. Thank you, Darth Wesker. Grendel Fan 84, thank you for your super chat. This is a bad SNL image from a skit. I wish it was a nightmare, but it's reality, man. That's the future we live in. This is the future we live in. It almost makes you like you wish Judgment Day would have happened in 1997. We could have cleansed ourselves from all this stuff. You, sir, are Disney's worst nightmare. Somebody knows good movies. Well, thank you very much, Jacob, for that nice compliment. Is this the dark age of cinema? I wouldn't say it's the dark age of cinema, but it's the dark age of Star Wars for sure, and it's the dark age of franchise reboots and revivals. Like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's still in its initial run, and if they're smart, it'll never get rebooted or restarted or anything like that remade. Everything that's getting rebooted or remade or old sequels years down the road, it is a dark time for that. A lot of creativity's dead too. Like I was excited about Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible 6 came out 22 years after the original. And I liked it. New actors just don't have the same charisma. New actors just don't have the same drive and motivation to make these movies or make a name for themselves. They'd rather fuck around on social media and get brownie points that way and then be in bad movies that no one cares about than really bring it. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a great example of somebody who made it to the top, not just in terms of acting, but in terms of bodybuilding, political career. He did all kinds of shit. You need people like that want to better themselves. They want to better entertainment. They want to, everything they touch, they give 100% to. These people nowadays just don't give a shit. They want to sit around and do nothing. And so the audiences sit at home and do nothing in terms of giving them money. I, for one, have no qualms about skipping Terminator 6. I've seen every other. Well, I've seen four on TV at college, like 9 years ago. So that one I'm not going to say I'm very well versed in. But I've seen every other Terminator flick multiple times. Well, no Genesis ones. This is just not for me. And I like Terminator. I've been willing to drop, money on a Hot Toys from Terminator or this or that. But at the end of the day, it's just Schwarzenegger's franchise that needs to be let go. When he passes, you can't continue this shit. Even with him alive, you can't continue this shit. I did not hear about what happened to the quartering last night. So if anybody wants to let me know, we've had him on the High Council. I don't know what happened to him though. As you guys know, last night we had the Star Wars EU discussion, and then I stay out of internet drama. When Mundane Matt came on, I handled it how I thought I should properly. We shook hands proverbially over the internet, and it was the end of it. And if I ever see him in public, I'll say, hey, shake his hand. But other than that, I don't have any bad feelings towards the guy, and I'm not going to troll him or do anything like that. So I think it's best for world-class bullshitters to always remain neutral in internet drama. People can come after us. I'm not going to go after people. I'm just not going to operate like that. Oh, he got attacked in a bar. Oh, okay. Well, that probably won't happen to me. Because I don't know the quartering personally, but I'm not the kind of guy people usually go up to and try to heckle. So while I do feel bad for him, world-class bullshitters will never be put in that situation. Because if the four of us are at the show, no one's small in our group. I think Jeremy would be the smallest guy from anybody that's involved with the High Council community, and he's like 6 foot. So we'll see how that one goes. Super Comey, thank you for your super chat. The future is not set. There is no fate, but what you make for yourself. A Z make for yourself. Oh, okay. Sorry. When I see the fake pronouns, I instantly go, "Is this a typo?" And then I realized, no, the X and the W are very far apart on a keyboard. So, you got me. You stumped me early in the morning. You got me with your pronouns thing. But good job, Super Comey. Thank you. Oh, okay. More people are just telling me he got assaulted. Hollywood is dying. Hollywood is dying because of stupidity. Thank you, Zaire. I appreciate that. Tin Roof Inn in Indianapolis, says Atashi's Cane Sword. Letting you guys know again, we're going to Indianapolis Horror Hound. I got the vendor badges for everybody now. So if you're a fan of our channel and you're in the area and you can make it, I will be there. Dion, Kendo, Nick, and channel dad Brian Lape. We all have badges now. So it's finalized. I got us a room months ago, and we have confirmation for a table. So what I'm going to do is go up there and have fun and meet and interact with all you people. So if you'd like to come over to the show, hang out, get some beers, or if you're not old enough to drink, just, toast an Ice Mountain sparkling water. It doesn't matter. We just want to hang out with everybody. More people are telling me about the quartering. As long as he's okay, that's what matters. Shelly Robert, how tall are you? 6'5". Midnight Cherry TV, Kelly Tran as the Shoveler in a Mystery Men reboot? You know what, Midnight Cherry TV, you are the world's #1 Mystery Men fan. I think they should allow you to do the casting. And you know in your heart that it's wrong to do a reboot of Mystery Men. What you do is, unless you get somebody to re-record All Star by Smash Mouth, then I can't, be happy with that. What's the budget for tape to flatten down the boobs? I don't know, not much. This woman has been in a bunch of other stuff, so I know. And it's supposed to be a woman. Let's see here. The quartering's pretty tall. Cool. If this is a picture of world-class bullshitters, who is who on there? Of here? Well, I guess Nick's the little dark-haired Latina girl, because sure. And then Channel Dad Brian Lape is Linda Hamilton because he's old. I am the smoke in the background, and Dion's the mountain. This Ken doll crotch person with the scars and shit was a bad idea we once had that never came to fruition. Midnight Cherry TV, thank you again for your super chat. Anne Hathaway as the Spleen. 21 Jets redo All Star. Now, if Anne Hathaway is the Spleen, are those farts or something else? That would be an interesting movie to say the least. Grendel Fan 84, thank you for your super chat. Allegedly, Tim Burton shadow directed Mystery Men. I've never heard of that one before. Now, that's interesting to me. Like I've said on the show before, the Toby Hooper, Steven Spielberg Poltergeist thing, but Tim Burton shadow directed Mystery Men. Well, if I ever get to meet Tim Burton, that's going to be the first question I ever ask him. Calling Infinity War and Empire Strikes Back seems like a bit of a stretch. Yeah. That ending though, man, the ending to Infinity War. See, the ending to Infinity War makes me happy because if I never saw another Marvel movie, I like the ending. I want to know what happens, but I don't need to know. Like when I saw Empire, I was like, I need to know if Luke beats Vader. I need to know if they rescue Han. I don't like some of the MCU characters, so I'm okay to watch them die. The Quartering did a live stream not that long ago where he said he'd do a shot for $20 super chats. He got like $300 for the super chats in 15 minutes. Is that a good thing? Hey, if it works for him, people have done it to me too. They don't give $20 super chats for shots though. They're like, here's $2, drink, bitch. I'm like, oh fuck. So maybe I should up our super chat shot to $20. If the Quartering can do it, so can we. That wouldn't. Here's the thing though, I can handle. What is that? That is 15 shots. I could do 15 shots. I probably would be done right after that, but I could do 15 shots. That's something I can handle. I have a really stupid high tolerance for alcohol. Kendo has to be the person in the middle. Yes, Kendo would be in the middle of the Terminator picture. If you're out there, Kendo, you're at work right now, Kendo, but we love you. You can be Kendall Crotch. What if for some reason Infinity War was the last MCU film that would be an ending to the franchise? That'd be an awesome ending to a franchise, but you know they like money, and we have to be told by the woke media, the woke mafia, all those other jabronis out there about how great Captain Marvel is. So we're going to be taught a lesson over the next 5 years that, guess what? We're skipping. We're not coming into class those days. We're just not showing up. You loved her in Blade Runner 2049. I haven't seen Blade Runner 2049. I'm behind. The NVSK, thank you for your very generous super chat. Bigger problem with T2, Liquid Metal Terminator being sent through time displacement field in violation of the canon established in T1. See Kyle Reese, Dr. Silberman, police investigation. Oh, Silberman, sorry. I know who that is, the bald guy. Okay, I will do that. You know, the NVSK, if you have a decent microphone, because you talk to us on Facebook and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure you mentioned about being a patron. If you have a decent microphone, you could come on to the Terminator roundtable discussion and have this conversation with us on air. So all you got to do is don't respond here. Just respond over on Facebook or worldclassbs@mail.com. I remember your first name, and we'll make that happen in the near future. So just keep that in mind, because I'd like to have these types of discussions instead of going, oh man, remember this, remember that. Because Dustin, who used to be on the show, Terminator 2 is his like favorite movie, and so he just kind of glosses past all kinds of interesting things to talk about, and he just stares at it and thinks about when he's a kid. While Back to the Future is my favorite movie, I do have all kinds of things I like to say about it. Admit it, you'd still have to Linda Hamilton. I know I would. If it wasn't for the girl from Walmart, I'd say Linda Hamilton's the best looking woman in the photo. By the way, Nick told me a story how some fan hit on Linda Hamilton at a convention and she like got into it. So she's probably just a good actress, but she's not one of those people that just want thank you and tried to get him to go away. Who would you cast in a Predator movie? No soys. Ooh, no soys allowed. I should make a t-shirt that says no soys allowed, like one of those old no girls allowed signs. That'd be kind of funny. Honestly, you got to cast The Rock, Terry Crews. You got to cast big, burly, muscular guys, because that's the point of the Predator. These physical specimens, these, the best, the elite forces that get wiped out by an alien. That's the point. You're like, these guys are the best of the few and the proud. Well, they got wiped out like little kids, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And that makes the fight more interesting. That's one thing It's one of many things that people forget about in entertainment. The villain has to bring some adversity to the hero. So when the hero overcomes the adversity, we, the audience, have a better emotional payoff. Like Thanos beat everybody. So eventually, when the Avengers beat Thanos in part 2 of Infinity War, whatever the hell we're going to call it, we'll all be excited. We'll all be happy. Yes, we did cover the new Star Wars news there. We can cycle back to that in a little bit. I think people are really angry about this Terminator thing, or at least we're having fun with it. That's all I can say. Maybe there's not a lot of anger or hatred, but we're just having fun poking at something stupid. Edward Furlong looks like Gollum now. I've met Edward Furlong. I also met the kid that played Butnick. He was in part 2, his redheaded friend. You see, folks, I go to Horror Hound. Even if I'm not working it, I've been to the show as a guest. And when I went with Joel in 2012, they had a T2 cast revival. Obviously, they had actually a T1, T2 cast revival thing. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't there, but I think Slamilton Hamilton was there, Edward Furlong, as well as his friend, Lance Henriksen from part 1. It was pretty cool. Here's a good question. How long will the movie experience be around for? Well, if Disney has their say, not long. They will have their streaming service. They will have the ability to cut out the middleman, aka the theater chains, and that will end that. But you'll have your purists who want the cinematic experience, and you'll have other studios who could save the cinematic experience. Personally, I take great pleasure in going to the theater. Yeah, it's expensive at times, but I'm not going to burn money. I'm going to watch a movie on like a 500-foot screen and be blown away. Mission Impossible definitely wouldn't have the same impact at home as it did on the big screen, especially that helicopter chase. That was cool. But I'm hoping against hope that it doesn't go away anytime soon. I don't like a future where our movies come out to your house and you don't get together to watch those movies. I don't think they would be as big of a success. Like I said, proven to further my point, when I saw Ant-Man, I saw it with 2 other people in the theater. When I saw every other Marvel movie, I saw it on opening night or weekend with a whole crowd of people, and the excitement, you could just feel it in the air. That's what I think the theater-going experience brings to movies. It's not about, the tickets are $20, and then sometimes you got to pay for parking and popcorn and this and that. It's connecting with 250 other people that like what you like, and you feel the energy in the room. That's why when I went to see The Last Jedi, the energy wasn't there. It was like a weird cold feeling. But when I went to see the Avengers, it was like I said, you could just feel it. Like everyone wanted to be there, and everyone was in the same place emotionally and mentally. And I'm hoping against hope that the theater going experience never disappears fully, so we can keep that. Because imagine seeing all the guys that you like. You listen to the podcast, you listen to it at home or maybe at work. Imagine listening to it with a group of other, all the people that are here, all 545 people. Imagine if we were all in the same room doing this show together. The energy would be way higher and way different. That's what the theater going experience brings, and you don't want that to go away ever. You're not proud of it, but you have a copy of The Crow Wicked Prayer signed by Edward Furlong. Hey, you don't need to be embarrassed by it either, though. That's one of those bad movies that I really want to watch for the channel, but I know 3 people would show up because they don't find Edward Furlong funny. They just find him sad. Grendel fan. Whoa, Butnick was here in Indy? Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure he was there in 2012. I have pictures of Joel and I at the show, but I don't have pictures of celebrities because you know how they're weird about, you have to pay for a photo or this or that. Look, if I ever made it to the levels where I'm being flown into a convention, because I've been in a ton of movies, I'm very successful, I probably wouldn't even ask for autograph money. I'd just come over and hang out at the table. That's just the kind of guy I am. Because I figure, hey, I made a whole bunch of money making movies. Why milk a couple more people? Kenny Power says Mission Impossible Fallout was the only movie I enjoyed this year. That movie was kick-ass. I won't say it's the only movie I enjoyed this year because I saw Infinity War and I really liked that. I liked Ready Player One. I know a lot of people got pissed off when I said I enjoyed it, but hey, differing opinions. But Mission Impossible 6 kind of is the best movie I've seen since Infinity War, and I don't know how many other movies I'm going to see this year. That could be the end for me in terms of what I'm going to go check out besides Halloween. Halloween's the next one I think I'm interested in. So 2018 has been a pretty rough year in terms of the box office, or in terms of theater going for me. 2012, I saw 54 movies in theaters. 2013, I saw about 15 or so. When I hung out with Joel, we went to the theater every weekend. Sometimes we did double features. One comment on Collider from Zaire. I hope that none of them are lesbians. Whenever you have these tough female characters, they're always lesbians. Where's the other one from Zaire? That was one of three. Defeats the purpose of having strong female characters. They're just going to be dykey dudes. That means that the feminine woman is always, whenever three or more female characters together, they always have to be lesbians, but there can be 20 men and none are gay. Oh, okay. That's from Collider. Oh, it's a comment on Collider. Oh, okay. Guys, I think our battle with Collider has been won. We said what we needed to say about John Campea. They know about being shills. There was the Roz Weston thing on Entertainment Tonight where he prefaced his solo review with "I'm not a shill" type of thing. So World Class Bullshitters definitely had a nice little moment where these people are like, we're not shills, we're not this, we're not that. I'm not saying it was solely me, but they knew that people were paying closer attention to everything they said. They kind of screwed the pooch on The Last Jedi by ignoring the fact that people disliked the film or that the critics' scores were fishy at best. They forgot to realize that they kind of put the sunglasses on a lot of people, and now people are more cautious than ever. So press F if you've noticed more about the way media handles certain big budget films after The Last Jedi. Sicario is disappointing. I'm sad on that one. I've never met Lance Henriksen. I think he's at Horror Hound, though, this year. That's a guy I wouldn't mind meeting. Very cool. I'd love to talk about his Tales from the Crypt episode. By the way, if you're a Tales from the Crypt fan, we're going to be talking about that a little bit in October. I can't wait for... Okay, I'm loving this. I want to go to Horror Hound and enjoy the rest of the year. But man, October, my birthday, it's Halloween, and we're doing tons of horror shit. We're going to do like late night horror meets like this, so don't worry. Good Morning Pop Culture and the podcast aren't changing. They're just going to have more shit added to it. Okay, lots of Fs. 42D, good number, good size. Insanity Methods, thank you for your super chat. If you ever do a Crow roundtable for the remake, then sign me up. I've read most of the comics and watched all of the films as well as the series. Well, Insanity Methods, email me, worldclassbs@mail.com, and just put The Crow in your subject line so I'll have a record of how to contact you. I wouldn't mind doing The Crow. It wasn't a movie I grew up watching, but everybody talked about it because, the Brandon Lee thing. Even though I hadn't seen the film, I still knew how he died. And then as I got a little older, I read... Funny thing is, when I was really little, I used to go to the dollar store, and you can get 3 comics in these multi-packs for $1. And they had The Crow, like the James O'Barr one, or the J.O., or whatever. James O'Barr, I think is his name. And I saw that as a kid, and I didn't really know what I was looking at. But as an adult, I really liked the Crow comic book series. In the movie, I like it. I finally saw it probably a couple years back. So if we ever do discuss The Crow, I will have you on, because instead of us trying to do research and only be prepared for the movie or one topic, somebody like you who has knowledge of the entire series would be good to have around. So like I said, folks, if you ever have expertise on something that you would like to bring to World Class Bullshitters, remember, worldclassbs@mail.com, and just make sure that you, in the subject line, tell us what you're pitching, so then I can search it and find it instantly. So thank you, Insanity Methods, and I will keep you in mind 100% sure. Zaire, thank you for your super chat. Mid looks like a taller pre-op 09 Justin Bieber. Ew. Ew. That's all I can say is ew. Come on, man. Grendel Fan 84, thank you for your super chat. One of the most off-putting / funniest endings ever to an episode of that series. One of my top 5. Yeah. Pass the gum. I love Tales from the Crypt so much. I'm going to have to... That's one thing I really want the channel to grow for, too, is so we can get people that have worked on shows to come on the channel and talk about it with all of us. Because tell me you wouldn't love to have Lance Henriksen or Robert Zemeckis or somebody that worked on a Tales from the Crypt episode to talk to us for the 25 minutes that, the show would run. That would be the coolest commentary in history. I don't think there are not many commentaries that I would spaz out over. That would just a Tales from the Crypt with somebody from it would be, up there. Maybe I don't know, Star Wars with Mark Hamill or something like that too. That'd be pretty cool. Brandon Moist is back. I have expertise on moisture. Just saying. LMAO. Well, when I think of moistness, I think of Brandon Moist. Falconer, thank you for your super chat. Damn it, we were going to have a different line for the episode tonight, but I might have to borrow this one. LBGT 1000. What about Venom or Aquaman? God damn it. I was going to call tonight's episode LGBTQ. Wait, LGBT6, whatever. We're going to call that but I like the LGBT 1000. You win, Falconer. You seriously win that. That's going to garner a lot of heat, but whatever. It's a joke. Jokes are meant to be funny, and I'm laughing. I'm sure there are a bunch of people out there laughing their asses off right now. So thank you, Falconer. Get Robert Englund. I can throw out feelers, guys. I'd love to talk to Robert Englund. I'd love to have everybody. Let's see. Everyone at Collider is nothing but studio lackey sycophants. Yeah. I'm not a Collider fan. But to answer Falconer's questions, what about Venom or Aquaman? Just because I'm going to see a movie doesn't mean I'm like actually excited. I did forget those were coming out, so I apologize. Aquaman, I'm more interested in seeing than Venom, but we'll do those for the channel. I'll go out and see those, and we'll see how they are as a community together, and we'll review them here on the channel. And since I like Spider-Man, maybe I'll go back and reread all my Venom stories to get brushed up on all the shit so I can be well-versed for the conversation. Brendel Fan 84, again, thank you very much. I could talk about that series all day. Well, you know what's going to happen, dude? You've just invited yourself. You know what? I've invited you. I'm locking you in right now. You signed the contract with that super chat. When we do Tales from the Crypt content, you're on the show. Dion has seen a couple episodes, but Nick and I have watched a lot, and we need a third that has watched a lot. So you are now part of the tribe. So you're welcome, even if you don't want to be here. Dub Shiesty, thank you again. Jeff, what the fuck is this picture you have up? Well, my friend Dub Shiesty, this is the officially released image from Terminator 6 that features the LBGT 1000. No, but this is the first official image from Terminator 6. And I don't normally like spaz out on our Facebook page, but my instant comment was, what the fuck is this? I thought I was being trolled. Like, I could see Linda Hamilton, and she looks pretty good. But the dude chick thing, no. I don't know what. And the thing is, it's a robot character, probably. So you can't be sexist or misogynistic towards a robot. I'd love to hear the argument, well, you're attacking the actress. No, I'm not attacking the actress. I'm questioning how they made her look so manly, because in other stuff, she doesn't look like a dude. So it's good makeup work. If anything, we're praising how good it looks. But Mackenzie Davis is okay in my book. She does play the same character and everything. Well, maybe not Blade Runner, because I haven't seen that one yet. But she is always this conflicted, not fun character in everything I've ever watched her in. So I'm sure she'll be the same shit in this next movie. But Dub Shiesty, I'm sorry to have offended your eyes. I'm sure you'd rather watch Jinder Mahal wrestle. Actually, Jinder Mahal's not the worst wrestler ever, but his title matches, dude, ugh. By the way, shout out to everyone watching this morning. We have a really big turnout. We're almost to 600 viewers, so I hope we have 600 thumbs up in the comment section. I'd appreciate that, guys. All right, Insanity Methods. I'll check the email after the show. I don't know exactly when we're going to do the Crow stuff, but I'm going to keep you in mind and make sure that you remind me, because I'll go back and pull up the email and I'll send you all the information. One thing, guys, if I ever say we're going to do something and it's a little late, there's just a lot of stuff going on right now between all the live shows and the stuff I do behind the scenes and getting ready for this Indiegogo and all this stuff. There's a lot rolling with world-class bullshitters. No complaints. I just want to let you know I'm not forgetting anybody that's out there. I'll make sure I get to everybody. Just got to remind me. Are you going to go into film interviews at Horror Hound for the channel? I could try. That's one beauty about the channel and the super chats and the Patreon is there's some money to spend for the channel, like everything we bought for Horror Hound already. And I'm going to get more stuff today. I will see how much it would cost to get an interview, if we can even offer that at the show. I wouldn't mind interviewing Bruce Campbell. I would spend money to interview Bruce Campbell. Actually, I'd lie and tell these people this is a college thing and we're doing it for college. But, I'll just be honest. I'll just pay them their money. But I'd love to do interviews, guys. One of my dreams in life not even used to be, still would be to say like a talk show where I bring on like famous people just to talk about stuff that's not like selling their movie. So like you have The Rock to come on, who would talk about his wrestling career and something else, but not the next Jumanji type of thing. Just a fun show that people would watch. So maybe we'll try to start the evolution of that right now. American Trent 007. Title: The Future Is Not Set, Neither Is Gender. That's the movie right there. Can we dig up Don LaFontaine to do the narration? In a world where the future is not set and neither is the gender, the LGBT 1000 is back to challenge all norms. There you go. That's the fucking thing right there. If it's nighttime, Twilight Zone, oh man, okay. Twilight Zone is going to happen before The Crow, so you're going to be hearing from me. Don't worry. I got your Insanity Methods email, or at least I know I will. I'll take care of you. Grendel Fan 84 says, I've seen everyone and read the comics done. So that means you're a big EC Comics fan there, Grendel Fan? Because I'm a big EC Comics fan. I got the reprints. I got the nice collected editions from Dark Horse, as well as there's like a Blue Gem or whatever. I got those hardbound, fully colorized. I'm an EC guy through and through. Almost more than Marvel. And yes, Kenny, Linda Hamilton looks fine. There is no knocking Hamilton. She looks good. I wonder if her twins in this movie. It's a Backstreet Boy. David Cook, thank you for your super chat. Good morning, Jeff. May the moist fudge be with you in these dry times. You love moist fudge in these dry times. Thank you, David Cook. I will use that for sustenance, and I will keep myself alive and keep this channel rolling every morning. I self-identify as a potato chip. Let's see. Where else we had a couple more pop up? I don't want to ever... There we go. So, our friend Voorhees67. Hello, Richard, by the way. Butnick, what kind of stupid name is that? Mad Dog Tannen. P.S. Just found my Back to the Future edit. I'll send it up upon review. Loved Friday the 13th jokes on the Back to the Future stream. I had a great time on that stream. Part of me was like so into the movie, but part of me wanted to talk about everything else in the world that's slightly related to Back to the Future. Voorhees67, if you ever get a chance, we did a 9-hour live stream for Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th. I think it was back in April. So check that out. That is that was an event that we may never replicate again. I'd love to do all Halloween movies in a row. I just don't know who would stick around with us. The image, Jake, is from T6. That is the officially released image from Terminator 6. And we're now dubbing this character the LGBT 1000. I really like that name. Raggedy Man, thank you for your super chat. She looks like a main character in a Final Fantasy game. Yes, this doesn't even look like a real person. This doesn't even look like a real person to me. It looks like what is that? Final Fantasy Advent Children is the name of the film, that CGI one. Not even The Spirit Within. This is Advent Children. Even though people consider Advent Children better, this one looks more fake. Like everything else looks real in this photo, and this looks like Wolverine if you sucked the muscle mass and replaced his head with a really girly Cyclops. That's the LGBT 1000. Is it a man? It is a woman. The chin. Thank you, Walter. Fuck it, let's go bowling. I appreciate that. What's my favorite animated movie? Asks Albedo. I want to say The Lion King or Aladdin. That's what I liked growing up. As an adult, oh my God, what do I like in animation form? I'm just looking at my Blu-ray shelf to see if there's something. Batman Mask of the Phantasm or the professional Golgo 13. Golgo 13. One of those two. I even like The Incredibles quite a bit. I'm not afraid to say there are Disney projects I liked in the past. I just don't, get them in the future. Let's see. Brandon Moist. Lando is probably going to love the new Terminator. I'll make you a promise. If they make an LGBT 1000 action figure, I'll buy one for the channel, and I'll make sure I build a diorama of her or it and Lando. They'll get married. They'll have little robo babies. Oh, they'll have little L3s. That's what they'll have. L337 is the love child of Lando and the Terminator, the LGBT 1000. Oh, okay. There we go. Chris Cockrum. Soynet. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. This Jared Rexwig. This is awesome. I need your clothes, your boots, and your gender. Oh my God. You guys are too much for me. I almost want to spend some time today writing out like a plot synopsis for this shitty movie. Oh, Tap and Die, you're back, dude. What's up? I just finished the first season of Miami Vice. Mother of God. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Seriously, if you guys have Hulu and you want to watch something that's dated, but it's beautiful, watch Miami Vice. Seriously, the first season of Miami Vice is awesome. I'm actually trying to finish up the 5th season. It's damn, just watch the entire series if you have the time. Like, that's one of the top 5 things I would recommend you guys consume. And if you hate it, that's fine. I'm not going to take it personally. But the first episode's incredible. Stick through the first 90-minute episode. You'll be hooked for the first season, hooked for the second season. The third one's pretty good. The fourth one kind of gets stupid, but then the 5th one comes right back and finishes off strong. So listen to Tap and Die. Listen to me if you will. It's on Hulu. Miami Vice, #1 new show. When I think of Butnick, I think of Robotnik. How does Dion like Dark Horse when he hates horses? I don't know. I'm going to ask him that question. Isn't the point of the Terminator to blend in? This Terminator stands out anywhere. Yeah, you're 100% right, Jake. 100% right. Now, let's see who we had pop up. Midnight TV, Traninator. Thank you very much, Midnight TV. MW77 is Kathleen Kennedy producer on 9 and name only. Nothing has been officially confirmed. EVS thinks that she's been let go behind the scenes and they're not going to announce it until after the trilogy is complete. I think they have to bring it up at Star Wars Celebration. There's no way they can get away with not. She can't not be there. That'll be very suspect at best. So, in name only, yeah, we don't know. We don't know what she's done lately. She's been kind of quiet since last year, which is smart because, man, she screwed the pooch. Zaire, thank you for your super chat. Are you a Scooby-Doo fan? And if so, have you seen Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated series from 2010? I'm a Scooby-Doo fan, and I've seen that. My favorite Scooby-Doo is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I like some of the old movies. Mystery Incorporated's fine. I used to watch that, night after you partied in college. There was this girl named Nicole who dated my friend Jake. She loved that show, so we would all watch it. She was kind of weird. Can the LGBT 1000 reshape its genitals? That's the only thing it can reshape. Pando and the LGBT 1000 make L337, who Pando has implied a sexual relationship with. Damn, Lando's kinkier than I thought. Big Chap, thank you for your super chat. Phase Phasma Rifle, Uzi 9mm C-cup implants. Grendel fan says, I love the EC comics. Art and stories were amazing. You damn right they were amazing. Oh my God. There are certain things that I'd love to talk about on the channel, but you guys would find boring as shit, so I'm going to spare you from those. EC Comics is one of them, but we'll talk about the influence when we get to October, Grendel fan. Maybe we'll actually record some stuff on Skype and do it old school. That way we can have a nice, concise discussion with sound effects and stuff. This Terminator can only read non-binary codes. Morning to you, To Go Yang. Oh my God. So do you guys want me to get to the bad comic book art segment of the day? Press F. Okay, somebody's asking right now. Press F if you want me to get this terrible abomination off the screen and we can make it happen. Yes, thank God Lethal Weapon hasn't been touched. If you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they made the Lethal Weapon 5 and 6 fan films, and those are better than Lethal Weapon 4, in my opinion. Everyone's like, F, 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 please, for fuck's sake. Fine, guys, I guess I'll only leave it up for a few more moments. Is that what you wanted, right? You wanted a close-up shot of it? Holdo's muff. Ugh. Is it purple? To be honest, if I was going to go gay, the ugly, the guy in the middle would be who I'd start with. Well, I have good news for you, Holdo's muff. It's a LGBT 1000. They can transform into whatever you want. All the Fs. Oh my god, people don't like it? They don't like it? Okay, there you go. It's gone. It's gone. So today's bad comic book art segment is weird to me. Now I'm going to pull up another one later. I know that somebody requested the Daredevil machine gun panel, but I couldn't find one that was actually poorly drawn. It was just kind of odd, but it wasn't bad. There we go. Jeff, you troll. Frog Venom is right. So Andrew Pitt says Terminator 6 Rise of Skyneck. Skyneck beards, if you will, Andrew Pitts. Thank you very much for your super chat. And thank you to all the people who stuck with me through this very tense time. This Terminator episode has been rough. Really rough. I mean, it's going to take me moments to get over this. After we go off air, I'm going to have to drink some coffee. Not bleach, don't worry. I'm going to have to go back to bed and try to act like this was all a dream. Cyber Frog Venom. That'd be a hell of a crossover. You know, eventually, when Marvel just shits the bed with their publishing, you know, EVS's successful Indiegogo and mine with the kidnapping of Harrison Ford comic, they're going to be the biggest things in comic books, and we'll just, you know, buy at Marvel and we'll do Cyber Frog Venom crossovers all day, every day. Venom is coming on to chat. Ooh, we are Venom. Coffee lace with Crown Royal. Dude, I think I'll just fill the cup with that. Hey, Voorhees67, I don't know why Holdo's Muff wanted to send in a super chat. That's the best way to get me to read weird shit. Holdo's Muff. So I don't know what this comes from. I found an online discussion talking about the worst comic book art, and some of them were dumb, but this one just stood out to me. This is that weird era where I stopped caring about Marvel. Like, I go back and I look through the history of Marvel Comics. Midnight Cherry TV, thank you for your super chat. Your channel needs the occasional wrestling show. Funny story, I tried to do a wrestling show with the old guys called Ring Rust, but it didn't pan out. Maybe because the old guys were boring. I know you're listening, guys, just fuck with you. But I could give it a shot. We would try to go back and do historical pay-per-views and stuff like that. But the problem was everybody back in that era wouldn't do the required reading or the homework. Now, with Kendo and the other guys, it's like, hey, we need to be ready for this show. Nick has taken notes, Kendo's taken notes, and Dion has seen the movie 4 or 5 times, so we're always prepared. Maybe down the road, we can check out a wrestling thing. I know Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers wants to get wrestling and sports and stuff on his channel. I'll always err on the side of entertainment. It's a bigger spectrum to cover. So maybe one day we'll talk about wrestling. Maybe around WrestleMania. Hey, I'm going to go to WrestleMania. We'll live stream outside of the event or something like that. With Lando, Ring Rust will pan out. God damn it. That's a shitty joke. Yeah, Ooze Sports is right, Mondi. That's EVS after licking the butter. Oh, yeah, look at those. Oh, man. I enjoy a good pound of butter as much as EVS or anyone else out there, but that's just too much butter. I mean, look, it's leaking from his jowls. It's all over the table. Now, anatomy-wise, the hands look fine. The Venom face is what's throwing me off. I don't like the face. I don't really like the highlighting on the arms. I know they're trying to do veins and like it's a moving element, but it looks kind of weird. That's a failed EVS drawing before he discovered pie. Oh, you're going to the WWE Australia show. If you want to correspond, and I'm your man. Well, Jake, if you're talking about that super one with like Jake, you know how to contact me. Jake the Trenchcoat, worldclassbs@mail.com, and just say WWE Australia in your subject line, and I'll get back to you, and we can have do a live correspondent type of thing. The timing's going to be a little weird, but at the very least, you can tell me stuff, and we can report it here on the air. The Pui. Good morning, the Pui. Morning, Jeff. I liked Randy in Player One as well. You liked Ready Player One as well. Okay. I was like, Randy Player One, is that the Macho Man's like backstage gimmick? Yeah, I'm Randy Player One. Oh yeah, Miss Elizabeth. That's the only thing he plays was Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, I'm not too bothered to admit that I really liked the movie. I know some people were like, it's this, it's that. I didn't see that. I just saw nostalgia reference the movie, and it knew it was that, and it embraced it, and it was cool and crazy, and I should go back and watch it a couple more times to catch all the references. I'm really getting ready to do Infinity War again. So, yes, Carl, I pound the butter. Do you guys remember Dane Cook? He had a really great joke. I'm not gonna say that on there. That's kind of weird. It'll get turned into a soundbite, and this whole channel will just never live that one down. So just remember the Orville Redenbacher joke from Dane Cook, and you know what I was about to say. Ready Player One opens with jump, therefore it can't be bad. Well, Straight Outta Compton opens with Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which is my favorite song. That movie was okay, but I get what you're saying. I'm with you there. It was fun. What do you want? Ready Player One was gay, says Kenny Powers. I almost said Kenny Rogers. That'd be an interesting movie. Kenny Rogers meets Kenny Powers. I saw the Spartans from Halo and Ready Player One. That was one of the. I only saw it once, but that was something that stuck out to me. Did I ever watch Thunder in Paradise? God, probably once or twice. I liked Hulk Hogan as a kid, even though I didn't know too much about wrestling. I liked him, so I'm sure I've seen it. Tainted Love is a good song. Can you do a Shining Watch party in October? Yes, I can. I really want to do a lot of Stephen King stuff. Voorhees 67, George McFly murdered by Biff. Think again. Voorhees 67, I like the part in Back to the Future with Part 3 where he's like, shot in the back for the amount of $80. That just makes me laugh every time. But in Part 2, he's like, 2 McFlys with the same gun. Man, I know I don't really go on about how much I like Part 2, but man, I really do like Part 2. It's one of the better sequels, one of the best sequels out there. Not the best, one of. Not as good as Empire, Spider-Man 2, or Winter Soldier, but man, Back to the Future 2 is a solid flick with great revolutionary special effects. Trevor RN says, Mechagodzilla vs. Gundam RX-7 was awesome. Oh, and Ready Player One. At the end battle, the whole end battle was cool, man. Magic Bullock says Venom looks like a gay Resident Evil liquor. I have one of those action figures. I got a Resident Evil 2-pack as a kid, and it had Leon Kennedy and a liquor. Oh, no, I don't have a problem with Muff not being, Muff is never too much, but it's Holdo's Muff. It just is unlikable. Kind of gross. Now Tainted Love is stuck in your head, thanks. Well, Tina, at least you don't have the version of Tainted Love sang by Dan Aykroyd and Conehead stuck in your head, because that's annoying. Let's see. I love Donnie Darko's first song, Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears. I have that on my phone. I saw them in concert last year with Dion. That's one thing about me that you probably picked up on already, is I like 80s music a lot. Last year, when the podcast was in the episode number 80s, I put an 80s song at the end of every week. And maybe I'll get back to that when we get to the 180s. The Pui, thank you, the Pui. What the hell is that? A rabid cyber frog? Yeah. That's when, they poison the water to make the frogs gay. They turn into venom. That's what happens to the poisoned cyber frog. It licks the butter and it... Oh, I can't do Alex Jones. I just can't. Ultra male vitality, colloidal silver, blah, 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 blah. Get a water filtration unit. There you go. There's my Alex Jones for being tired as shit right now. Stop talking about Holdo's Muff. I'm trying to keep my coffee down. I'm holding my coffee in my hand and saying the words Holdo's Muff. Holdo's Muff smells worse than a tauntaun. Ew, 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 ew. It's the same color too. Ugh. God, that was gross. God damn it. God damn it. Ugh. Yeah, Heath says this looks better than the Venom movie version. I'm not sold on the Venom movie version. Let me show you guys my favorite. I smell bad on the outside. Let me show you guys my favorite version of Venom, by the way, because I do have a Venom that I enjoy, and it's not me just ripping on Venom all the time. There's just a design I like, and maybe it's because it was my first introduction to Venom, or maybe because I just consider it a great design for Venom. But I like the Mark Bagley Venom, and if you don't know who Mark Bagley is, he's a fantastic artist, one of my all-time favorites. When I was a kid, I used to try to draw Spider-Man just like him. Voorhees67 says, sorry, Jeff, Back to the Future 2 is better than Back to the Future. Or sorry, Back to the Future 3 is better than Back to the Future 2. 1885, so easy to edit. I just find Back to the Future 3 too much with Clara and Doc. I'm more interested in Marty. But we'll do all the Back to the Future movies. You know what? I actually might go back and we'll do all the Back to the Futures in one sitting as a live watch party. We'll start on like a Saturday afternoon and go into the evening. That's what we'll do. And you can never have a bad time while watching Back to the Future. Once I ran from you, now I run to you. What's the difference between Tauntaun and Holdo? A Tauntaun has had a man in it. Oh my! Let me write that. Let me copy and paste that one. Shit, that is funny. For those who missed it when I laughed, it says, what's the difference between a Tauntaun and Holdo? A Tauntaun has had a man in it. You know what? We should write really stupid. Well, that's actually not a stupid joke. That's a fantastic joke. But we should write really messed up jokes for Star Wars Celebration, and we can tell those at like the bar or at the show and see what people think. There we go. So that one came from the Captain. Thank you, the Captain. Grendelfan84 says Bagley is also one of the fastest artists. I didn't know about his speed, but this was the Spider-Man I grew up with. Talking about comics during our bad comic art segment, this is fantastic in my opinion. Mark Bagley, to me, took what Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson did and cleaned it up and made it better. Now, yeah, McFarlane's stuff was great, but his faces were lumpy, but his composition was great, his action was great. I'm not knocking that. But Mark Bagley brought like a cleanliness to it. It was very crisp. It was much like Huey Lewis in the news in sports. So, you know, he came into his own. He really fixed Spider-Man. Plus, this is the Spider-Man that I saw all the time as a kid. Big eyes, oddly muscular, but thin at the same time. Loved the highlights. Randy Emberlin is a great inker, and he seems like a really nice guy too. So this is the Spider-Man I saw as a kid. Not my favorite Spider-Man artist, but top 5. Voorhees67 says, if you like my Back to the Future trilogy, I can edit. Can I join? Yeah. Shoot me your edit, and then we'll talk, man. All you got to do is email me. Just put Back to the Future trilogy at Voorhees67, and we'll talk. Just make sure you guys have a good mic with no background noise, and we can have that discussion. Hip to be square, yeah. I did hear that Jeremy from the Recording was attacked at Gen Con. Somebody brought that up to me at the beginning of the show, and I hope he's all right. I don't really know him that well. He's been on the High Council, and I subscribe to his channel, but that's really about it. I don't wish anything bad on anyone. But World Class Bullshitter sends their well wishes, but we don't really know him other than that. Oh, God, Holdo's Muff is back. Holdo's Muff is 100% effective birth control. That's true. Very true. Ugh. Why is Spider-Man's arm so skinny? His left arm. I think you're actually... No, it's really not that skinny. If you look, there's a highlight over the biceps. So the biceps equally buff. You might just be looking at the... Look at the leg a little closer and watch how it pops out. It's definitely not overly skinny. It's just the highlight there. I liked Severin from Cracked Magazine growing up. He's who I imitated. Oh, John Severin? Yeah, he was a great artist. His sister Marie Severin was great too. That's why I kind of get angry when people talk about, oh, we finally have women in comic books and this and that. It's like, look, guys, I'm all for everyone having the same shake at life, but Marie Severin was doing this back when it wasn't cool. She was coloring the EC books. She was as good as all the guys at Marvel. She came up with a lot of the cover designs, inked stuff, drew stuff herself. Let's just not forget her. It's really cool to talk about the modern ones, but we forget about the ones in the past that kind of blazed the path. Her and Ramona Fradon and stuff like that. Like, if you're going to pay respect to, certain ideals in comic books and gender equality and entertainment and stuff, go back to the beginning where they really had trouble. Now it's just common. Let's go back to the day where these people were really make it happen. Jeremy Hambley was attacked at a bar in front of multiple eyewitnesses. Concussed, he still spoke clearer than Geeks and Gamers. Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy. I fucked that one up too. Damn, that's a burn. Thank you, Chris. Let's see. There's a lot of muff in this chat. I thought it was just males in here. Party time, guys. Party time. Venom's mouth looks ready to deep throat. Well, he would eat your brain during this era. This is what I would just like to see a Venom look like in the film, guys. That's, muscular, but not the stupid oily Venom. And not like where they put too much texture on him. Just a living black mass that, is amorphous at times. It could be cooler. It's not bad. Rugis says Carmine Infantino is the best artist back in my day. How old are you, Rugis? Carmine Infantino is cool, though. I got nothing but respect for him. He did some Star Wars stuff, which I don't like, but he also did Flash and Batman, and his Batman was really, really good. It was like the precursor to the Neil Adams Batman, so he kind of started the next evolution of Batman. I don't know. No, Gil Kane was on Green Lantern. Don't forget about Gail Simone. I won't, but let's not forget about Louise Simonson first. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, I get that there are women in the industry that have made a big impact, and I'm not here to knock them. But I just want to pay respects to the people that came before them that don't necessarily get the praise they deserve because the internet doesn't think it's cool to talk about them. So, like, when everyone's going on about Proud Mary, oh, we got a female-led action movie with a black woman. Well, let's not forget Pam Grier, who was an icon back in the day and was doing this shit before all these internet critics were born. I mean, the past, all these great things that people like to praise about today's modern entertainment happened like 40 years ago. It's not a big deal to do these things because it already happened. Let's not act like these are all firsts. Oh my God, Black Panther, first black superhero-led film. No, Blade. Spawn, a year before Blade. Oh my God, Wonder Woman, the first female-led DC character movie. No, let's not forget Supergirl from 1984 or Catwoman from 2004. Yeah, they're not good, but they happened first. Let's not forget that. You guys can't pick and choose your firsts. First times are first times. Maybe they're not the best, but it eventually gets better. Grendelfan84 says, first off, thank you. It's amazing how quickly the SJWs have forgotten the legend Louise Simonson. Her work at Marvel and DC is iconic. It is, especially her work on the death of Superman. Have you guys ever seen the documentary about the death of Superman? The comic series. She was involved with that. She actually cries because she was so into the story. And the story's great. You shouldn't be able to pick up a comic and say a man or a woman drew this or a man or a woman wrote this. It should just be a good comic book story that continues what came before it. That's what comics are about, continuity. When they keep switching stuff or renumbering stuff all the time to get you to go in and buy books in the stores, you piss off a lot of people like me, and you also turn off future buyers. Now, I know Grendelfan will say, oh, the number ones bring in new people. I get that. But for somebody like me, when they constantly renumber it, I forget how stuff goes down, or I just lose interest. I don't need 45 Spider-Man reboots. And then in a couple of months, we're going to go, oh, we're back to number 800. Now we're back to number 1. It's like, do you guys not know how to count? Do you not know how to count? Thank you, Tina, for following us since the beginning, since 2015. God, it's almost been 3 years of this show. Oh, man. Enter the Muff. All these Muff jokes make me laugh. And justice for Muff. Muff-a-Maw, master of Muff. Do we have a license to view this comic? We're not actually showing the whole comic. We're just showing this image to give an example. We're critiquing or reviewing the art, actually. We're talking about my preference in Venom, including you know, the musculature drawn by Mark Begley. It's an educational thing at this point. The word muff is severely underutilized. Have you watched that episode of that 70s show where Kitty brings out her muff? Grand Muff Tarkin, Revenge of the Muff, Jump of the Muff, Muff Jam. It's a muff world. Let's see. Grendel Fan 84 says Marvel is attempting to fix that with legacy numbers. Yeah, but Marvel has been. I don't know. They already burned me. They burned me with the damn Secret Wars #2. That storyline was terrible. I bought it, at least the first 3 issues. I hated it, like with a passion. So I gave up on that crossover. No, but a couple years ago, I was really into the AVX. I have the big Avengers versus X-Men companion book, the $100 one. I had all the books. I read Age of Ultron. I liked all that stuff. But then, they just kept going and going, and I lost interest in it. Would I consider doing a Pam Grier movie viewing sometime? Yeah, Pam Grier's cool in my book. We'll get Nick on. We love blaxploitation flicks. We just got to find the time to make it work. We'll do like 1 or 2. Let me do like a double feature. Foxy Brown. Wait, no. Yeah, Foxy Brown's Pam Grier. I almost said Foxy Cleopatra. That's from Austin Powers. That's nothing else. Let's see. How would Ethan Van Sciver feel about all this muffing about? Well, he does love pie, so I think he'd be right at home. Evil Dead, do it. Don't worry, guys. Evil Dead's happening. I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan. I got the Evil Dead trilogy on my shelf on Blu-ray, so I even got the Screwhead edition of Army of Darkness. License to muff. You don't need a license for that. Well, maybe in Nevada you do. Has EVS never seen Spaceballs? I didn't know that. When we're on the air, we don't really talk about what he has and haven't seen. So I'm actually gonna show a muff on screen so everyone can. This is a first for world class bullshitters. We're going against the norm here on the channel. I don't care. YouTube, Google, they can get offended. We're going to show a muff here right on air. So get ready, guys. Here comes a muff. And there's a muff. This better not be porn. That's not porn. It's a muff. Straight up. And anybody says, oh my God, that's offensive. Well, Google what the hell a muff actually is. If EBS won't watch Spaceballs, we'll watch Spaceballs here on the channel. I'm a mug. I'm a muff. I don't even know what to say. Half man, half muff. I'm my own best friend. It looks like a tribble. Yes, it does look like a tribble. My expectations are subverted. Well, if Ryan Johnson can't do it right, Ryan the Boatmaker, well, Jeff the Podcaster will. I got to watch Saving Private Ryan. I will try to watch it. We saw part of it in school. I don't really like watching people get blown apart in movies, so maybe that's why I haven't sat down to watch it. But maybe I should give it a shot. Watch the animated Spaceballs series. I watched that in college. It used to be on G4. Like, do you guys remember when G4 was decent before they showed cops in Star Trek The Next Generation for like 8 hours a day? When they played nothing but video games or tech shows, like when Tech TV and them first crossed over, I liked it. Then it got dumb. Radar's about to be jammed. Lots of Pam Grier love, lots of Muff love. Oh, I know it's a Mog, half man, half dog, but I was trying to come up with, I'm a Muff, half something, half something. I'm my own best friend, but I couldn't think of it on command. Trent Berry, am I late? Oh, you are so late. You walked in the middle of a muff discussion that you can't handle. You can't handle the muff. Yeah, a lot of cable channels were decent, but now they're dumb. The Attack of the Show was cool back in the day. You had Kevin Pereira and Olivia Munn. Back when Olivia Munn did something that I paid attention to. Pizza the muff. The muff that fell to earth. The Termumuffer. Jabba the Muff. Ugh. Ugh. That's so gross. That is so gross. Oh, E4 or G4 aired the Evangelion series. I did not know that. I didn't even know that was a series up until Dustin showed it to me. By the way, we might do something on an Anime Saturday in the future. If enough people are interested, I'll get a couple people to come on and talk about anime, much like we did the Star Wars Expanded Universe. And the guys can ask if we've seen shows or enlighten us or all kinds of stuff. Yes, Holdo, I agree. And Grand Inquisitor. The Muff Who Love Me. Gamepad, you're crossing your fingers that episode 9 turns out good. You want it to be good, but are these people going to double down on their ideologies and make sure that they get what they want and not worry about what we want? Fans be damned. They will enjoy my episode 9. Is that the thought process? If that's the thought process, we got to hit them where it hurts. In their wallets. Can I do Apocalypse Now movie commentary? I can look into it, Warren. I'm always into doing commentaries for movies like that. I'd need to watch it a couple more times because a lot of times when we do stuff that's so acclaimed, we find ourselves watching the movies and not saying too terribly much. I think you would want Kendo to be on that one because he's a very big history buff, and we could talk about the Vietnam War and the book and all that stuff. That would be something that we need to have him on. Muffin Jeff, that's my favorite comic book. I wrote it myself. Good morning to you, Dylan. Every time I see Dion, I go, Dion, you son of a bitch, and we do the arm clap thing. If I ever make friends with somebody named Dylan, I'm never going to just say hi to him. It's Dylan, you son of a bitch. There we go. Let's see. He has a history muff. God, okay, so first it was the moist. Now it's the muff. So we're the moist muff channel. American Trent 007. A muff, half middle-aged bitch, half furry. Thank you, American Trent. The buff muff. That sounds like, oh man, that sounds like a really stupid like milkshake store or shop in like a movie. You know, we went down to the Regal Beagle, which is a bar. We're hanging out at the Buff Muff. What is this show? What is this show this morning? Jesus. How to Muff for Dummies. Layden Swallow 09, thank you for your super chat. Neon Genesis Evangelion, please. I might have to call in Dustin for that one because I always want to give you guys and ladies out there I want to give whatever property we're talking about the respect it deserves. And if we don't know much about it and we have to learn as we're watching it, it might not be the most interesting thing to listen to. Like if you said, Jeff, I want you to do a commentary on Hot Fuzz right now. Boom, I could do it. Seen the movie dozens of times. Love it. Jeff, I want you to do a commentary for Beavis and Butthead Do America. Boom, I could do it. Love it. Big Mike Judge fan. But something that I've never seen, I would have to watch and read about, and it would be more of a book report type of thing instead of like true passion for whatever we're watching. But I'm not saying no. Like I'm not telling you, oh, we'll never talk about it. I would just need to get Dustin on the show to talk about it, and he can break it down philosophically for you guys and give you something deeper, find the deeper meaning in these shows. Because we find it in other things, but he would need to be here for that. So if we do anime stuff, it would need to be with a group of people that are very well versed. When we put out the feeler for that, I will tell you, and you can email us then. But it definitely is not going to be in August because we are getting booked up for August, and we're going to be out of town. And then in September, I might be going out of town for a couple days. So we'll find out. Brandon Moist, thank you for your super chat. It's Muffin Moist in here. Muffin Moist. We had another one from Anthony Mata. Thank you very much, Anthony Mata. World-class muff lovers. That we are. That we are. Tough a muff. Oh, wow. This one's kind of hard to say. Kinganito says, Muffin me. Well, first off, Kinganito, thank you for your super chat. I believe you're new. So thank you. I appreciate that. And Muffin me. I like that one. Muffin Jeff or Muffin me. I'm all for both. I'm for both of those. Deadeye 313, thank you for your super chat. Buckaroo Banzai, just because. I did watch Buckaroo Banzai finally. Everyone requested that I watch it, and I saw it, and it was just okay. I'm willing to watch it one more time in one sitting, and then if we do have something for it on the channel, we'll have to have Brian Lape on because he likes that movie, and he can talk about being, a weird robot from whatever planet they're from. Chitty chitty muff. Oh my god, the muff titles are amazing. I have a feeling, good or bad, I don't know how I feel about this, that we're gonna have a lot of muff talk on World Class Bullshitters tonight, which is fine. That is completely fine. You'll never hear me say a bad word about a muff. Wet Hot American Muff. The Wizard of Muff. Or the Muff of Oz. I'd watch that one. Are you a moist person or a muff person? News at 11. Well, we'll find out tonight, guys. That's what World Class Bullshitters will be about tonight. We'll ask you those questions. The Muffinity Gauntlet. Muff Divers Assemble. So we're at the final half hour of Good Morning Pop Culture, so we're in the Ask Jeff Anything segment. I think I should take the muff off the screen. There's just too much muff right here. I don't want Google to get triggered. Oh my god, they showed too much muff. There we go. Now I'm back. Just me and the sound around my voice. Make sure you invite EVS when you do the history of yodels. Like the food? Sure. Anytime we talk about baked goods or desserts or sweets, it's EVS all day long. I think I'm going to make him a t-shirt about EVS old-fashioned pies or something like that. Trigley Muff, the search for Muff. God damn it, folks. Yeah, Nerf Herder, I agree 100%. Kevathar1138, thank you. Damn bummed I have to watch the Star Wars Holiday Special by myself on a needed vacation next week starting Saturday. Well, Kevathar1138, you're never truly alone when World Class Bullshitters is out there doing what we do. But you should just hold off until we watch it on the High Council. When EVS gets the chance, we're going to watch that as a group. We did The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and now we're going to do the Holiday Special, and then we're going to roll it around and do the prequels. EVS explicitly stated he doesn't want the Pie Man to become his new nickname. Does that make me want to do it more or less? I don't know. I think I'm just going to bring him an actual pie and call it a day when I meet him at Star Wars Celebration. We'll get him... I'll let you guys vote on Twitter what kind of pie we should bring EVS. And that'll be what we do. Do I think J.J. Abrams would have done a better job directing Episode 8 than Rian Johnson? Yeah, because we would have at least had a continuation that made sense. But I'm glad he didn't, because it kind of opened up people's eyes to what Episode 7 was. So Star Wars had to fail. Episode 8 had to exist so people could see the shortcomings of Episode 7. And now there's a lot of questions about the future of Star Wars, which is a good thing. Because all I wanted was a nice continuation that respected the characters. And there are so many dumb things that it didn't respect. Get EVS something moist, like a cake or a muffin. Teenage Mutant Ninja Muffin. Yes, it was a necessary evil. And yeah, some people realized that it was trash from the beginning. I did. When I say these things, I'm not trying to say, hey, I was cool before cool was cool. No. There's audio recordings of me minutes after I left the theater, emotionally gutted, if you will, because those are the words I used back then. But I've been upset with it since 2015. And, I had to listen to Dustin and all these other people tell me how wrong I was. But now the world seems to have flipped the script, and everyone's like, hey, I get it. It sucks. So... Ooh, since EVS is the pie guy, bring him a very dry cake. Subvert his expectations. Okay, I'll bake a cake for like 4 hours in the oven. We'll make it like a brick, and then we'll give it to him. Hey, Jeff, will Extremis Virus return in Infinity War 2? I don't know. There's no news about Infinity War Chapter 2 or whatever it's going to be called, but I think that'd be neat. I can just assume that Ant-Man will be stuck in the quantum realm, travel back in time, and that's where we go. But I want to know how Iron Man got off Titan. That's going to be interesting to me. Or if the other Avengers come back. I can't wait for that movie. Like, I really, because Infinity War, the comic book, or Infinity Gauntlet, kind of starts with Thanos snapping his finger, and then people go away and how they have to deal with that. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how a movie deals with that. The first half should be that. King Uendo, right? The King of Innuendo. Oh, King Uendo, the King of Innuendo. Loving your work. Well, thank you, King Uendo. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know how your name is pronounced, because now I'll remember it. King Uendo. And I'm glad you found our channel, and I'm glad you appreciate our work. It's always exciting to see new names pop up, and then those new names become regulars. And, we have a community. That's how it works here on World Class Bullshitters. We've had a bunch of growth over the last week. We've been up almost 1,000 subs in the last couple of days. So shout out to everyone that's new. Shout out to everyone that's been here since the beginning or found us. I always appreciate people listening no matter what. Where's Jimmy Muffa buried? Goddamn. This Muff stuff is it's now permanent. I'm okay with that. Do I think Kathleen Kennedy is actually fired or just a rumor? Deep down, I think it's just a rumor. That's why I keep pressing on episode 9 failing. Like, that's the one that's going to get her out. Do you want 20 more years of her in charge of Star Wars? No, you just skip episode 9. Hell, watch it from the library after it comes out, 6 months later. You can wait 6 months. I'll tell you the entire script or the entire plot of the film. And then you've made a point. She's gone. And then we can consume the next big Star Wars thing without her. Muffin Impossible. I'd watch that movie as well. Entenmann Van Piper. If you get the chance, bring Doomcock on for trashing Star Trek Discovery. All of season 1 got pirated, starting with episode 1 in 24 hours. Oh, I want to have Doomcock on. Doomcock is so cool. So I like his voice. I'm going to ask him to get involved with our Ryan the Boatmaker. Drew, thank you for your $5 super chat. Don't always get to listen live. Want to show support. Just finished listening to this week's High Council. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate it. Even if you can't listen live, which is the most fun way to do it, I still appreciate everyone who does listen to the show. It helps the channel grow and spreads the word. So, Drew, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And the High Council was a lot of fun. If you haven't had a chance to go watch that, please do. It's a legendary episode. That's the one that's going to stand out for quite a while. It started strong. We had Ryan the Boatmaker. Then we had Mundane Matt appear on the show. And then the show just kept going on. It didn't end on a bad note. It didn't whimper out. No, we finished strong like we do every week on the High Council. So I was very proud to host this week. I'm very proud to be on the show even when I don't host. It's a lot of fun. I do love Tuesdays. So, Drew, thank you very much. We had another super chat from GrendelFan84. Thank you very much. Read Thanos Wins by Donnie Coates. Awesome story. Okay, let me write it down. Okay, written down. Thanos Wins. I'll go to my my place to read comic books and I'll check it out. And if it's that good, I'll go buy a copy because I always will, put like this. I'll read any story, and if I love it, I'll go out and buy a copy to support whatever. Mainly my local comic book shop, not really Marvel, because Marvel's gotten their money from, the shops buy it from Diamond or whatever, and Marvel's been paid. So, yes, that's how I operate. Hey, Jeff, was Thanos in the Soulstone realm at the end with young Gamora? No, I don't think. Was that young Gamora? Oh, man, I've only seen Infinity War once. I can't wait to watch it again to break it down. Like, I don't watch What Culture and all these, what you may have missed from the trailer or what this means. Like, I want to get that meaning from the movie itself and watch it a couple times. So I have to go back and check it out. I do love that meme, though. What did it cost you? Everything. Those memes make me laugh so much. Darth Dirkle the Wise Ass. I am pumped for Favreau's live-action series, but I'm not going to care that much. Only because I'm not getting the streaming service, and it's Disney Star Wars. So they won't let him do what he wants. Jon Favreau is a fantastic filmmaker, actor, director, whatever you want to call him. Love Jon Favreau. Don't love Disney Star Wars. Not that excited in the grand scheme of things. You can't wait for the James Bond discussion, Trent. Well, now that you're done with the Bond flicks, we should line that up sooner than later. So, Trent, you're my personal friend on Facebook. You know how to contact me. Let's find out a time where both of our schedules work, and let's do it. I'll get the other guys on, and we'll have our roundtable discussion about 007, the thing I love more than almost anything in terms of entertainment. Weekend at Carrie Fisher's. Do you think they might after the Clone Wars? What are you asking me, Albedo? Let's see. I have not watched Rurouni Kenshin. I know what the show is, but I've never seen it. Lots of muff love. Earth muffs are easy, says Ambush Bob. Well, thank you for your super chat, Ambush Bob. Gina Davis is in that movie, so there's your Earth muff right there. Master of the Muffers. Muffle still skin. Thunder Muff. Oh man, we could do all the Bond movies with Muff. We'll save that for the roundtable discussion. That's it. When we end the roundtable discussion in the final 20 or 30 minutes, what we'll do is we'll pick random words, and then you guys will pick random words, and then we'll try to incorporate those into Bond titles. So like Muff Finger or Gold Muff or Golden Muff. There you go. See how it works like that? Does Dion have a paralyzing fear of horse muff? Any part of a horse. You could give him a long wig and say this is made of synthetic. No, it's made of horsehair, and Dion's gonna get uncomfortable. So he is really, really, really afraid of horses, and it's not even funny. Let's see. I think they might change the story characters of Clone Wars. If they do, then they are truly lost. Says, or Albedo, that's my response to you. Have you been seeing the hype for episode 9? It seems like no one remembers 7 and 8. That's what they want. And that's why this channel has to do its part to remind people about episode 7 and 8. Don't get too excited. I mean, people are like, oh my God, Clone Wars is back. Yeah, Clone Wars is back, but it's not new shit. Don't buy into Disney having your best interest at heart. They only came up with this shit a couple months ago, and they're just dusting off the old stuff. Does that mean it's going to be bad? No. But don't think that Disney all of a sudden is listening to the fans and giving you guys what you want. And don't all of a sudden hold on hope. Oh my God, that means we're going to get the EU back and we're going to get this and we're going to get that. No. They're going to follow through with what they want. This is a desperate attempt for them to distract you from Rian Johnson. Keep your eyes here on this channel and the other guys from the High Council, and we'll remind you what happened. I mean, you guys aren't goldfish. You don't have an attention. You see what I'm saying? You remember shit. It's not going to just end randomly. A lot of James Bond muff talk. Oh, yeah, James Bond would be very proud. I'm very proud. Muff another day. Or die another muff. Spelled D-Y-E. I need more coffee. God damn it. I need more coffee. EVS, the peculiar purple pie man. I don't know if I could say that 10 times fast, so I won't. They've forgotten John Boyega doesn't care, but we should now that they're shooting. Thank you, Benobi. We got to remember what every douchey actor has said. We got to remember what every producer said. I hope that we could somehow get invited to talk to J.J. Abrams on camera and say, hey, if I don't like this movie, does it mean I'm intimidated by women? And stare him directly in the eye. King Uendo says, the last High Council was legendary. However, I think Jeremy and EVS may need to check their egos at the muffin door. Cecil is my spirit animal. Thank you. Hey, you know, they do them. I do how I handle my situation the way I handle it. I think that's the beauty of the High Council. We're not the same guys. But hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. King Uendo, I really like your name now. And Cecil is everyone's spirit animal. Cecil, here's a funny story. I'll tell you guys a Cecil story from off air. So Cecil starts talking to Ethan about something, and he's telling him this long story. It's going on about his trip and this comic and this live stream and all this stuff that only Ethan has any interest in. And the story ends, and there's a moment of silence. And then I say, Cecil, Ethan left 5 minutes ago. And then there's another moment of silence. And Cecil goes, oh. You should have just let me keep going. I said, Cecil, I got to go to bed, man. But your stories are always interesting to me. So Cecil was fairly drunk, and he completely didn't even pay attention to the fact that Ethan wasn't listening to him. But I'll never not listen to Cecil. Actually, I talked to Cecil about bringing me some bread from New York when we hang out. So when I meet Cecil, obviously he won't want to be on camera, so I can't force him. But we'll hang out with Cecil when some of the bullshitters go to New York next year for WrestleMania. And if you're in the New York area, let me know, and we'll go to dinner. We'll go to like Dallas's Barbecue in Times Square or somewhere better. You guys can pick. The locals know better than I do. I just remember going to New York in 2013 and having some good food there. But if you're in the Midwest and you can make it to Indianapolis Horror Hound, please do. I want to meet. I wish all 517 of you could make it. And then Horror Hound would be like, who the hell are these guys? Or we'd be like, we're the epitome of pop culture, man, the best fan base out there. They came to meet us. See, somebody said something about you have 15 minutes to reach minimum safe muff stints. I'm never afraid to be that close to one. Super Cormy, thank you very much for your super chat. Richard C. Myers, muff breakers. Well, Jim Jeffries can't break a muff. I heard about the Iron Sights thing, so good for him, good for EVS. Just wait till the kidnapping of Harrison Ford comic. That's all I can say, guys. You're going to be blown away by it. It's going to put the comic back in comic book. We'll have a lot of fun. Jeff, you guys come here to Salem, Massachusetts for broadcast, interviews with Kane Hodder, etc. Ooh, I would like to meet Kane Hodder. Actually, I've met Kane Hodder here in Cincinnati at Horror Hound. He was very friendly to me. Didn't ask for any money either. Just started talking. So I like Kane Hodder. He'll be at Horror Hound. Maybe I'll see if we can get him to talk to us. People are calling you toxic for being cautious about Clone Wars. Well, those people can call me whatever they want. They're not the fan base. So I'm not worried about it. You guys are here every day to talk about this stuff. Plus, they don't actually listen to what I say. They read the title image, and then they go, oh my God. And then they talk about us because we get a lot of views. So they hope they get a lot of views. And that's how it works. Because back earlier in the year when we had that little incident with, I'm not even going to bring up who was involved because I don't want people to keep dredging up the past. But they read all the titles of my videos and they go, oh, these are a bunch of hateful white guys. I'm like, you didn't listen to a goddamn thing I talked about, so you don't have a leg to stand on. Listen to my words and then form an opinion. Don't pick a title. Don't pick a title card image. Go in and listen to the content. It's very well presented to you. You may even learn something. So that's why I don't get too focused on what people say, because it just goes to show that they don't listen. In many ways, my videos are a trap for the hater group out there because they're just too dumb to pay attention and focus. Let's see. I'm not too sure on the Clone Wars either, but then again, I haven't seen the old Clone Wars, says Thresher Mall. Go back and watch it. If you have Netflix and you're in the US, Clone Wars is on there. I like that show. I'm not going to act like I all of a sudden dislike it. If anything, it makes me like the prequels more because it softens the edges of George Lucas's unfinished storylines. Disney just hasn't proven to be anything useful to me. Let's see. Why do people like Clone Wars so much? It's all right, but micro series is better. Probably going to die for that, says Commander Chris Stinger. Commander Chris Stinger, I like the micro series over the actual proper series. We did a commentary for it here on the channel, so go back and watch it. We had nothing but awesome, positive things to say about the art, the story, the character development, and it was all small little snippets. If I'm going to watch one of those, I'm going to watch the micro series. I get more out of it emotionally, and I'm entertained the entire time. Let's see. The Living Mufflights. Indiana Jones and the Muff of Doom. Oh, Willie Scott is the Muff of Doom. Lots of people are loving the micro series. John Muff. The Last Jedi ending ripped off Escape from LA. Yeah, I heard that. And I saw the video. Not the one nice thing, but one of the nice things about the channel is when stuff like that happens, people let us know so we can get on it right away. And I saw that, and I just don't want to say anything bad about John Carpenter on this channel because I think Escape from LA is not that good. So why would Rian Johnson rip off a movie that's not that good? Like, if you're going to rip off something, Like rip off the original Star Wars like J.J. Abrams did. One of the best movies ever made. Or parts of The Empire Strikes Back. You know what I'm saying? Like rip off something great, not something stupid. Cool Muff Luke. Manos, the hands of Muff. Oh my god. You guys love the you guys love this Muff talk. I'm okay with that. What was it, Muff Cabbage or Muff Garbage? Whatever the one was from South Park. That makes me laugh too. Ryan's standard for movies is probably skewed. Well, his standard for boat making is very skewed as well. Al Pacino sent up a muff. Somebody on our Facebook group who won meme of the week posted something called Weird Al Pacino, and it's a picture of Weird Al with Weird Al's body with Al Pacino's face, and it's so well done. So if you're listening right now, you've won meme winner of the week already. You'll find out in little less than 12 hours that you won that award. So thank you for making me laugh so much. Jigify. I'm sorry. Escape from LA was a pretty decent movie and sequel to the original. The original one beats the hell out of it, though, man. And the old CGI doesn't hold up from Escape from LA. I don't always say the originals are better, but in this case, I'll stand by the original Escape from New York over Escape from LA. The Great Muff Bowski tried this month. God damn it. Let's see. The Grand Inquisitor said, Jeff, I sent you a tweet about yesterday's Good Morning Pop Culture. Check it out. Okay, I will when we get off the air. Nick runs the Twitter. So if you guys need to contact me directly, the email or the Facebook page, not through the messenger, but the actual page, that is the best way to get in contact with me if you ever need to be like, hey, Jeff, I got to tell you something, because I'll see it. The CGI was bad in Escape from LA, Grendel fan. That is, ugh. I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say muff them all. Is that a Starship Troopers reference? Starship muffs. Ooh, the bugs. No, alien space crabs. No, thank you. Nothing beats Escape from New York. Okay, maybe Big Trouble in Little China. I think a couple other John Carpenter movies are better than Escape from New York and Big Trouble in Little China. But along with The Thing and They Live. I can't wait for your comic book, Jeff. Thank you, Walter. Fuck it, let's go bowling. You will not be disappointed, trust me. We are Legion. We do not forgive. Oh, sorry. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us. World-class bullshitters. We are. We are all those things and more. Does Dion consider The Last Unicorn a horror film? Yes. Also, Dion does not like to watch any Columbia TriStar pictures because the horse comes running out. He gets scared. Somebody asked, do I watch fan films? We did watch fan films, Commander Chris Stinger, on Saturday. You know, Chris, I think what you should do when you have some free time is check out all the stuff we put out Saturday. We did a fan film watch party on Saturday afternoon with our good friend Army Vet Rod, and he organized two guests, and we talked about that, and he's organizing a part 2 because a lot of people loved it. And then we watched the Clone Wars micro series later that night. So we had a double feature live stream. I think we streamed for like 7 hours that day. It was rough, but I got Panda Express out of the deal, so there was that. The Wicker Muff, Dion is scared of ponies. Yes, he is. It's really weird. I think the best way to psychologically torture my best friend would be to let him drink all night and pass out. Then while he's blacked out, you carry him into a large room, like a track, like a medieval times thing, but you keep him barred off and safe. And then you have a bunch of horses run around a track with mannequins on them. That will scare the piss out of Dion. He will cry so much. He will cry. He will just genuinely cry. Midnight Cherry TV says, tweeted you my channel. Got my first Cecil hello comment on yesterday's video. Ooh, I want to watch that, man. And congratulations, Midnight Cherry TV, and I hope you have nothing but success in the future. Actually, starting in the present right now. For Halloween, Jeff, are there any girls that dress up as unicorns on Halloween? How does Dion react? Dion now has a kid, so he just takes his kid out for, Halloween, gets the candy and takes him home type of thing. Now in college, we used to go out and check out the parties and the costumes and stuff. That's one cool thing about college Halloween parties. If you have a good costume, people invite you in even if they don't know you. So I went one year as Michael Myers to a party that I wasn't invited to, and I hung out the whole night. I scared people. That was my favorite part because I'm a big dude. I had the jumpsuit and the mask. I didn't even drink a beer. And if you know me, that's a big deal. I just stood around at the party and didn't talk and scared people. It's kind of fun, you know. And then one year when I was Marty McFly, everyone invited me. He's like, "Oh my God, it's Marty McSuperfly!" Blah 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 blah. And I went and I had a hell of a Halloween. Best parties though come from St. Patrick's Day. If you ever need to hear, those are stories for world class bullshitters after hours. Those aren't YouTube stories at all because they're, put it like this: I've lived the Animal House lifestyle. All those crazy parties, I've had them. They're fun. I mean, it's not a bragging thing. I'm sure you guys have had crazy fun times, but we've legitimately lived those. And we actually are able to replicate stuff like that all the time. When we went to New Orleans, we had crazy shit. When we went to Miami last year for WrestleMania, we had crazy stuff like that. Even though WrestleMania was in Orlando, we went to Miami a couple days later. My point is, had some crazy fun. And if you want to hear those on World Class Bullshitters After Hours, just tell us over on Patreon. We'll make it happen. We'll tell you anything that you want to know about. Friday the Muff, 2.5 muffs, muff pool. Didn't do muffin. College Halloween parties are the best. College parties were the best because as adults, I don't know. I went to a party at the beginning of July. It was insane. Like I can't talk about that on YouTube, but I can talk about it on World Class Bullshitters After Hours if somebody reminds me. You can't wait to see Martha McFly in Back to the Future 4. Well, I'm really concerned with talking about Marlene McFly from Back to the Future Part 2, because what's her story? I need to know. I mean, how is a woman so ugly? She's played by Michael J. Fox. That's the answer. I've been to New Jersey a few times. Going to go back in April because that's where technically WrestleMania is, but I'll be in the New Jersey, New York area. So, I like New Jersey. Come find me. College muff parties? Yeah. St. Patrick's Day 2012. That's all I can say. Let's see. The Muff Taker Big Red Muff Machine. Thank you, Heroic Nico. Let's see. We will start muffins. We will create episode 8. I hope you guys enjoyed this morning's Good Morning Pop Culture. I was kind of out of it before the show started because I only got like 6 hours of sleep. But I'm wide awake now and wired. So thank you to everyone who keeps me going through laughter and coffee. Oh, you missed so much this morning. So much. Yeah, the Weird Al Pacino picture is disturbing. That's why it wins Meme of the Week. So hopefully you're going to be listening, poster. I can't remember who posted it. Sorry, I apologize. Forget the muff. Kill if you have to. You never forget the muff, Josie. Ever. Never. You wanted the best, you got the best. The hottest muff in the world, Muff. I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just reading these. You're welcome, Jeff. Good times, except T6 is just bad. Well, yes, folks. T6 is just sad. So tonight on World Class Bullshitters, episode 134, we're going to be talking about the LGBT 1000, played by Mackenzie Davis, Slamilton Hamilton, and the girl who's just on her break from Walmart. That's going to be a hell of an episode tonight because Dion is passionate about Terminator and old white ladies. Kendo is passionate about Slamilton Hamilton, and Nick's there. Nick loves the show. So tonight's show is another can't miss episode. Last week, guys, if you haven't heard it yet, we called Live Links on air, and it was incredible. So maybe we'll be able to top that this week. I actually am going to come up with a couple new segments for the podcast to keep it fun and spicy. We might play a little more Bad People. I love Bad People. And maybe you guys can join us too, and tell us what you actually think of us so we know. Luke Sears, thank you for your super chat. Star Wars, Revenge of the Muff. That's a revenge you don't want to face. Benobi is a patron now, so bring it on. All right, Benobi. We'll talk about some crazy stuff off air. It's World Class Bullshitters After Hours is not for the weak of heart, trust me. In my opinion, what is the hardest thing to draw? Depending on the pose, certain hands are hard to draw. Women used to be hard to draw, but then I drew so many of them, as you can see on my Instagram page, that it's a breeze. Cars, I don't like drawing cars. Cars are like weird position. Actually, hands are easier to draw than cars. Cars are not for me. I never get the proportions just right, so I have to look at them off model the whole time. Hello, Star Wars antics. Anthony Mata, thank you for your generous super chat. Did anyone see Batman and Harley? Not bad. What threw me off was when Nightwing gets hogtied and then taken advantage of by Harley. Not the animated series I expected. I didn't watch the entire thing. I started to watch it and then I turned it off because Harley Quinn's voice wasn't Arlene Sorkin. And I know this is me being a weird purist, but I only enjoy when Arlene Sorkin does the voice of Harley Quinn. So she did it for Arkham Asylum, but not Arkham City or Knight, I believe. And I don't like the new lady that does it. Is it Melissa Rauch? And then whoever did it before, Tara Strong. They're just not as good. They all sound like shitty impersonations of Arlene Sorkin, who's alive. I don't know why you get Kevin Conroy, you get Mark Hamill, you got to get her. She's that third piece that completes the Batman the Animated Series thing, because you have Batman and the Joker, who are already iconic characters that exist in other properties or other things, and then you have Harley Quinn, who is a product of Batman the Animated Series, and she should be the only one to do the voice. So unless she doesn't want to do it anymore, Warner Brothers, come off the paycheck, man. Give it to her. She deserves it. But Anthony Mata, I'll go back and check it out one of these days when I have the chance. Maybe when I'm doing my preview of the DC Universe streaming service, I can go back and watch everything within 7 days so I can cancel my subscription and not pay. Actually, that's not my plan. I'll give it one solid month. Because, that's how I am. Like, if you guys are going to join Shudder, give it a month. Don't do the trial and only do the trial. Stick around, guys. Stick around. But thank you, Anthony Mata. As always, you're very much appreciated here on World Class Bullshitters. Everyone is much appreciated here on World Class Bullshitters. So, guys, we're going to close this episode out. It's 10 o'clock. We've had another hugely successful episode of Good Morning Pop Culture. Thanks to everyone who joined me this morning through the chat. Thanks to everyone who was on last night during the Star Wars EU roundtable discussion. I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I enjoy things like that because now I have positive things to look forward to in the realm of Star Wars. If I'm out and I see a book on CD, well, yes, I have a CD player in my car. It's old, sue me. But I can put it in there and listen to it. Or I can go out and pick up, an expanded universe novel from the half-price bookstore. Not to give. That's how I suggest, guys. If you really want to read these stories and you don't want to pirate them, because I don't promote pirating on the channel at all, go to your half-price bookstore, go to a used bookstore, go to your library. Either buy them at a cheap bookstore, used, or go to your library and rent them. Do not give Disney any money. The authors receive tons of royalties for copies sold, so you're not hurting anybody by taking that approach. It's completely legal on the up and up, and it doesn't give Disney an extra dime. So everyone, thank you. I am Jeff the Muff, and I'll be back later tonight with World Class Bullshitters. So that means it's me, it's Dion, it's Nick, and it's Kendo. And last week, we got Mr. Ed on DVD, so that should be here soonish. The turkey suit's here in my office. Haven't unwrapped it. So thank you to everyone again. And I think I might go take a nap and get prepared for tonight's show. So if you need me, you know how to find me over on the Facebook page or the email. But until then, guys, stay safe and keep your moist muff. Wow, I messed that one up. Keep your muff moist. There we go. Thank you and goodbye.